they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yeah, so glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to see it, yes, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple. Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain. Best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple. Call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen, all the fresh sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
A very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School as we get you set for week number 1 of the high school football season as your Collinsville Kahawks play host to the Cahokia Comanches. I am Todd Duke. Glad you're with us here on the Kahawk Sports Network. We had our first game of the year last night, a 2-0 victory for the girls volleyball team over Centralia, and here we are across the way in the great outdoors as we get you set for week number 1 of the high school football season. And we do so by welcoming you in to the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville is owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or you can call 343-3602 or online chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. First game of the year, so everybody's even at a 0-0 record. Collinsville, they won one game last year under departed head coach Rick Reinhardt as the Kahawks went 1-8. The Cahokia Comanches are coached by John Clay. He is in his 3rd year, and they finished 3-6 last year in the South 7 Conference, and overall, Coach Clay in his 3rd season has a 7-11 record. We'll get into some more of the numbers later, but we have to take a break. Our first break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show, because our next after the break will feature our interview with Collinsville head coach Mike Popovich. We had a lot to talk about, so it's about a 10-minute conversation. So we're going to go ahead and take a break and get you that conversation with the head coach coming up next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. It is week number 1 of the football season, and we are at Kahok Stadium, where we visit now with the new head coach of the football program here at Collinsville High School, Mike Popovich. Coach, 8 months now as the head coach. Tell us a little bit about the work you and the team have put in since you took over this program in December.
Yeah, it's been a process. I think that if I told you, or if somebody told me we were going to be where we're at today 8 months ago, I'd feel really good about it. Kids have bought in. It's been they've kind of embraced the change. It started obviously in the spring when we first got here, and 6 a.m. workouts on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, which was rough. It's crazy now that here we are, playing tonight, and it's just crazy how quick it flies by.
What's been the most challenging aspect thus far of being the head football coach here at Collinsville?
Well, I think in the spring it was definitely challenging just because I wasn't here. So you're trying to get things done. You're trying to get kids to buy into this culture change, and you're not all around all the time. So it's hard when you're not seeing them every day, when you're not able to stay on top of them about grades and setting the example and everything else. I think that was definitely difficult. And the other thing is with the idea of change, that first letter is C. It's commitment. And I think over the summer we had some guys that in the past they kind of have been able to come and go as they please, and in August because they were the best athlete, they just automatically played, and it was hard for them to adjust to the fact that it's not really how it works anymore. So that was something that we embraced as a staff and really pushed the importance of commitment. And I think where we're sitting at right now, we're pleasantly surprised with the progress we've made.
All right, let's get to the nuts and bolts of things. What kind of a program are you putting together here? Let's, of course, begin with the offense. That's the juggernaut of every football team. What kind of offense see from this year's Collinsville Kahawks?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in tempo. I think it equalizes the playing field, especially if maybe you're giving up some weight across the board, or I think with tempo, I heard somebody say one time, if you're bad, it makes you average. If you're average, it makes you good. If you're good, it makes you great. And if you're already a great program, tempo just kind of puts you over the edge and makes you almost unstoppable. So, we've bought into that philosophy. The kids have too. So we'll definitely push tempo, and we've got a lot of athletes in these halls. There's 1,900 plus students in here, and we're always going to have athletes. That's the one nice thing about it. And so we want to get them the ball in space as much as we can. And I think we've got a relatively easy game plan that allows our kids to not think as much and play fast. So that's really what our philosophy is. We want to push the tempo and we want to play fast.
All right, let's start with the quarterback. What do you like about your quarterback this year?
Yeah, Chris Chai. He's I've got a long list of kids that I've had that have come into our offense specifically and reaped the benefits, especially after year 2. Now, Chris has got varsity experience last year as a sophomore, but definitely he was kind of put in some tough situations. And I think what we've done this year is we've really tried to, mold the offense to meet the needs of him and play off of what he does well. He makes really quick decisions. He can do that well, and probably don't tell him this enough. He's one of the harder workers I've had back there, which says a lot about that kid. I mean, he's really bought into what it is that we're trying to do, and He's being handed the keys to a car that, we're going to be able to let him put his foot on the gas pedal, put it to the floor, and we're going to go. And he's going to make mistakes because he's a teenager, and that's okay. We're going to try and limit it, and we're going to try and get him enough confidence. And I think we've got enough players around him too that are going to be able to make an impact as well. But we love having him back there. He's set the tone for us this summer.
Couple of the players that he'll have back there, a couple of returning starters at running back, Cameron Sloan, Gabe Miller, they both had pretty good years last year.
They did, both good ball players, and the scary thing is they're both juniors. I mean, there were a lot of sophomores that played in this program last year, which is, when you start talking about 3A, 4A, anything above 3A really, all the way up through 8A, for every sophomore that you start, you can pretty much go ahead and count it as a loss at the end of the year. That's ideally you want to keep those kids down at that sophomore level and let them grow together. And they had to put on their big boy shoes last year and take some lumps. And I'm awfully proud of how resilient everybody is. And you talk about those two specifically, they're good football players. They really are. I mean, Cam's an interesting kid as far as. He knows when he can have a good time, and he knows when it's time to lock in and be serious. And that's a great combination because he keeps it very, very loose with our kids, and I love that kid. I really do. And Gabe's Gabe's a little different. Gabe's very no nonsense when we're at practice. I mean, he's ready to rip your heart out every play if I let him. So I'm kind of looking forward to unleashing him on some other teams and us. And, I'm tired of watching him hit our kids. I'm ready for him to hit somebody else.
All right, wide receiver. DeepDishFootball.com, don't know if you're familiar with that or not, and Coach Big Pete, who runs that site, says he's picking Collinsville as the surprise team in the Southwestern Conference this year. He says that because, and these are in his word, Malcolm Burns is the best high school wide receiver in the state of Illinois. Your thoughts on that assessment of your senior wide receiver?
That's a bold statement. And I like Malcolm, and Malcolm knows I like him. Malcolm has worked very, very hard. Malcolm, when he came in here as a freshman, he didn't even play. I mean, he was on the team, but he did not play. And Malcolm talked to me. We've had numerous conversations about his GPA and when he came in as a freshman, where his grades were at, and the improvements that he's made in that area. And he's still growing, not just as a player, but as a person. And yes, is he talented? Absolutely. There are a lot of talented receivers in this state, and I like him. I mean, I think he does a nice job, and I'm glad that I get him for 1 year. I'd like to have him for a little bit more than that because I think we can polish him off. But there's the coaching staff, or our staff has even talked about him. Malcolm's going to end up being a better college player than he is a high school player. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Malcolm's going to be going to the college level, and he's going to focus on one side of the ball. And he's not going to be relied on both sides of the ball like we're going to have to. But he's good. He is very good. There's some good receivers, and I don't know who's listening in this area. I have no idea. I mean, obviously there's a really good one at Highland right now, and Sam Laporta, and Belleville West has got some kids. East St. Louis has kids. Edwardsville has kids. I mean, there are kids all over the place. So even for Malcolm's name to be mentioned in that, and mentioned in the fact that people are maybe thinking that we're going to be a surprise team this year, that's a big deal. Malcolm should be proud of that. I'm proud of him.
All right, can't do anything unless you have a good O-line. Tell me about your O-line this year.
Yeah, they've come a long way since June. I don't think we knew what to expect from them. We're starting 4 juniors tonight, which is that's a word you're going to hear me use a lot, juniors, because there are a lot. The lone senior up front is Ryan Wilkie, and Ryan's been starting for a couple years now, and he kind of sets the tone. He's a hard worker. They've gelled well, and that's half the battle up front. I mean, I'm a big believer in the most dangerous thing you can do with a kid is give them confidence. If you arm a kid with confidence, I mean, the sky's the limit. And these kids they're a confident group. They like working together, which makes it easier. I mean, if you've ever been around a good O-line, they're weird. Mm-hmm. They're just different. They kind of march to the beat of their own drum, and these kids are no different than that. I mean, they've got their own weirdness, their own likabilities. So I'm excited about them, and I think that they're going to give us a chance to be competitive this year in a lot of different games.
All right, and I don't want to forget about the defense and other things, but we only have a short amount of time here on the pregame show, so we'll cover that next week. So, as you get ready to head into this game against Cahokia, I don't care about the Cahokia Comanches. I know that's the team that you're playing, and I'm sure that you've watched film and all that stuff, and you've digested everything. But ultimately, when it comes to winning a football game, it's what your team does. So what does your team need to do tonight to pull out victory here in Week 1?
Yeah, it's a simple game. It's still about blocking and tackling, even as offenses and defenses continue to adapt and adjust and gain more information and everything else. I mean, it really is simple. It's about blocking and tackling. It's about being able to be fundamentally sound, which we have to do. We've got to take care of the football. It's cliche, but, I mean, we can't afford to be giving possessions away. And the other big thing is this. I mean, we're going to take chances. Why wouldn't we? This program right now, where we're at, where we're planning on going, and the only way you're going to get there is if you take shots. And these kids are so resilient that I'm just excited. I'm excited for them to have generated a buzz in this community, because that's them buying in. I'm proud of them.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And once again, we welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Kahok Stadium. Todd Duke and Dr. Chris McCluskey joining us here for this contest as we get you set for week number 1 of the football season between Collinsville and Cahokia. And I know that during the last break I said that I would bring you some starting rosters, but we don't have the starters for some reason up here, Chris.
Hey, that's okay. You never know. Week 1, you never know what you might get, right?
That's true. And that's all really my fault. I forgot to print off my roster that the coach sent me last week. And I sat up here in the broadcast booth with him for about 20 minutes and did an interview. But because I didn't have my roster in front of me, he couldn't really go through it and mark off the starters. So this is my fault, not theirs. That will rectify itself, I guarantee you, by next week. So, Dr. McCluskey, are you ready for some football?
I have never been more excited for Kahok football, I think, since all the time I've lived in Collinsville. We've got a great new energy, great new coach, team captains that are guys I've taken care of for years, and I'm anxious to see what the night shows us.
Yeah, I am as well. How about a little history? Well, there's not a lot, and we'll call it a little bit of history. Over the last 19 years, well, these two teams do not reside in the same conference, so therefore it is not uncommon that they will not see each other. So you have to go all the way back to 1999. That was the year that the year before or the year after is when O'Fallon became a member of the Southwestern Conference. So once O'Fallon entered, they only had 2 non-conference games on their schedule. Before that, it was 3. So Cahokia was that 3rd non-conference team on the schedule in 1999, and Collinsville lost that game by a score of 48-7. So it's been a long, long time since these two teams have faced each other. And, of course, this is the final season for Collinsville playing in the Southwestern Conference. So they may see a little bit more of Cahokia over the next few years, as Collinsville will not have a conference to play in next year unless they find one sometime between now and the start of next season. So could be a lot of facing of teams like Cahokia and Triad and Althoff, and maybe you're going to throw in a Modern Day or, some of the independent parochial schools. So it's going to be an interesting season to be the last one in the Southwestern Conference, and then it'll be interesting to see how things work out next year.
Sure, in a rebuilding phase, years ago, Edwardsville, who's a powerhouse now, exited the conference to rebuild. gained some confidence, and they re-entered the conference. Now they're a powerhouse. So it's a little controversial move to exit the conference. But, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to play good football. We're going to play good teams. We're in a rebuilding phase. Coach Popovich is here. We've got great energy. And you're not going to, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to create a powerhouse overnight. But I think tonight is the start of something special here in Collinsville, Illinois, as far as football is concerned.
It's been a long time since we have won a season opening game. You have to go back to the last time that we made the playoffs, which was the 2010 season, the last time Collinsville won Week 1 contest. So the two teams are making their way out on the fields. As soon as we figure out the starters, of course, we'll pass that information along to you. Collinsville returns their junior quarterback, Chris Chai. He was 53 for 118 last year, 785 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Returning quarterback for Cahokia, he's a senior now, Malik Shaw. He has similar numbers to Chris Chai, 52 for 101, 799 yards, and then 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Collinsville has won the toss, but they deferred, so Cahokia will kick the ball off first, and they'll be kicking it off to Darian Dean. He is the deep man back in front of the end zone, 5'8", 160-pound defensive back. He is a senior this year, and he is the deep man. There's a couple of upmen as well.
I really think that special teams are going to play an important role tonight. Cahokia is very fast. They don't have a lot of size, but they're very quick. And I think our kicking game should favor the sidelines, try to keep the ball out of Cahokia's hands, and allow us to control the ball.
Who's kicking for us? And we're underway. I'm trying to find out. My roster didn't have an 89. It is taken, and this one is got a chance to be returned all the way. The only person back is the kicker, and the kicker just took a tumble backwards and all the way to the end zone with a very auspicious start here for Collinsville is Stephen McCall, the 5'10", 175-pound wide receiver. And just like that,
30 seconds ago, Todd, I talked about special teams,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
And we're going to need to control special teams because Cahokia is fast. But, hey, you know, this is football. Things happen. There's a holding call. They're going to bring it back. No problem. Here we go.
There you go.
Now, let that be a lesson for the Kahawks, right? That we definitely want to control special teams tonight. But, you know, normally on a special teams opening kickoff return, a clean return is hard to come by. Holding sprung the player. Justice rules, and here we go. We're going to have a defensive stand at about the 22-yard line.
So, a little bit of a strange start, but would you expect anything less for high school football?
Hey, that's why we're here. You know, that's why we're here. This is good times, and to watch these kids come out here, they've worked hard all summer.
Yeah, they don't have 89 on here either. So we'll figure out who the kicker is later and let you know. And we will definitely let you know that Malik Shaw is the starting quarterback here for the Comanches. Comanches are dressed in all white. Some of the guys are showing some blue sleeves, helmets in white with a big blue C on the side of it. Collinsville, of course, the home team. They have on the white trousers trimmed in purple jerseys, and the numbers a little bit starting off purple and fading down into white. And the first play from scrimmage for Cahokia ends in a stuff job by the Collinsville defense, a gain of 1 on the play.
That was nice. The defensive line held their ground, defensive end contained. The linebackers came upfield, and you know, Cahokia is going to make us honest up front, and they're going to try to go wide, and we'll see what happens.
That was Vincent Perry who carried the ball. He is a returning starter for the Comanches, having 40 carries last year for 170 yards. He did not score a touchdown. There's a snap over the head of the quarterback, and it's into the end zone, and it is.
I believe that's going to be a safety.
That might be a touchdown. Waiting for the officials to call. They're gonna talk about it for a second. It's either going to be a safety or a touchdown. The quarterback touched the ball.
Safety.
It is a safety.
Well, what a crazy turn of events. You know, it looks like we're going to have a kickoff return for a touchdown. Next thing you know, Collinsville scores 2 points on a safety, so Cahokia is going to have to punt, and we'll see what our special teams can do.
I am trying to do the clock, but I don't think it's going to work out because I need somebody else just to keep track of that. So we'll try. Clock right now stopped at 11:08. As soon as mine runs down there, I will stop it. And Collinsville. Wow. Got to tell you, after that start with the run back for a touchdown that was waved off by a penalty, you kind of thought that things were going to be weird, and then 2 plays later you have a safety, so definitely weird.
Well, the poor snap by the Cahokia center. I mean, that thing was 4 feet over the quarterback's head, and when you're deep in the red zone, that's troublemaking. And the nice thing is our linebackers and our line had good penetration to where we could make good on that bad snap.
Well, now we'll get the ball back, and we'll be able to see the Kahok offense for the first time this year. Probably a little sooner than Cahokia would have liked us to see our offense this year.
No doubt about it. It's exciting. Chris Chai got some experience as a sophomore last year running quarterback at the varsity level. He's a great athlete. He's got great speed. It's yet to be determined how well he throws the football, but I love having him back. It's rare that you get a junior quarterback with a year of experience under their belt.
That is true, and he talked about that a lot. He had Coach Reinhardt had a lot of sophomores out there playing last year. That results into a lot of juniors with experience on the varsity level playing here this year. So Collinsville up 2-0. Kickoff coming. And
who do we have deep to receive? Do we know?
I'm trying to figure out who's kicking the ball, but
number 3.
Cahokia gave me a roster that is not in numerical order, so trying to find the number 10 is not very easy. And the kickoff is a little short. It's taken by an up man at the 31-yard line, I believe. That is Stephen Green, and Green gets it into, well, almost enemy territory. They're going to mark it right down at the 50-yard line.
Well, they went ahead and kicked the ball off, give us a chance for the return. We had good blocking up front. It's like we had about a 10 to 15 yard return.
And Chris Chai is out there.
Looks like we have some ball possession issues. See whose ball we're playing with here.
A little bit of the strange start continues.
Well, it's the first week of high school football. The referees have been out of business for a while. You got 2 teams coming in trying to get everything together. And, high school football, any football is a game of strategy. And just having the right number of players on the field and who needs to be where is a little confusing at times.
Kyler Williams will be the lone setback here in this formation as he stands to the left of quarterback Chris Chai. Here on the near side sideline, your wide receiver is TJ Williams. Over on the far side, you have Drew Doyle.
Look to Collinsville to run the ball up the interior to see if Cahokia's interior line can hold up. And then we may spread it out. But I really think we're going to try to run behind our big guys and see if we can get some first downs.
All right, I'm going to have to get rid of the clock because I'm not going to be able to keep track of it.
Guys, make no mistake, Todd Duke here at KHawkSports.com. It really works hard to bring you all the action. We've moved to some new technology, so bear with us if we're going to work out some kinks with the clock and scoring and this and that. But we're going to try to bring you good video action, certainly great audio action. And, it's just exciting to be under Friday night lights here. We still have some daylight, but lights will be coming on before too long. And just a great start to the school year, a new energy for Kahok football.
Yeah, it was a gloomy, rainy start to the day, but everything's kind of cleared up, and we actually have some blue skies. Looks like we're back to action. Here's the snap. Handoff, and we're going to have a flag on the play. That's going to be a false start right off the get-go.
Looks like Cahokia was offsides. We might have been false start. Who knows where this is going to go.
It's going to be an offside call against Cahokia, so we'll get a free 5 yards out of that deal. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. Or 1st down and 5, excuse me. Replay the down. I have to get back into my football mode too,
-5 turns to +5, right?
I haven't even watched a football game yet this year. All right, man comes into motion, and the handoff once again is to the back man, and Kyler Williams breaks through a hole, picks up a 1st down, gains about 7 on the play, but we have another flag over on the far side.
Could be some illegal motion from the side judge.
2 players moving at the same time. Yep, they're going to call it a false start.
Yeah, that's a
illegal shift.
Penalty.
And Collinsville will give those 5 yards right back.
Well, those are the kinks we have to work out. I mean, again, there's a lot of moving parts in the game of football, and you're going to probably see a lot of penalties on both sides of the ball, just with everybody trying to catch stride. And, that's why we're out here. Let these kids learn and let them grow and watch them play the game.
All right, 3 wide receivers lined up on this side. One lone setback, offset, and a fake to him and a throw to Holton, but Chris Chai led. Jake Holton just a little bit too much, and it went off of his fingertips, and it'll bring up second down.
Well-designed play. All Jake had was one linebacker to beat, and, Jake Holton's one of the quickest guys in the Metro East. He catches that ball and beats one guy. He's off to the races. I like the way that looked.
That'll bring up second down and 10. After a couple of penalties, we finally reach second down. Holton is the one who goes into motion. Snap is high, but Chai brings it down and hands the ball off to Williams, but Williams is smothered in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of about 10 on the play.
Yeah, unfortunately, our left side tackle, our strong side tackle got beat there. And, we had a defensive tackle in the backfield. That's all you can do. If we limit turnovers tonight, I think that'll be important because – each team's going to have some blown plays like that, but I think turnovers might tell the story tonight.
Williams, offset to the right. Chai, he throws the ball, and he finds T.J. Williams, and Williams is going to get it back up to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be about it. Collinsville will face a 4th and 10 from midfield.
Could be a field position game for a while. I like
this is a chance to pin them deep. Well, not going to punt.
We're going to go for it.
And they're in a little hurry-up offense here. 4th down and 10. Chai.
Very interesting.
In the backfield. He's trying to draw him off sides is what he's going to do. Try to get a free 5 yards and then maybe bluff it.
We burn a timeout there?
I believe so.
Even if you draw him off sides, it's a 5-yard penalty, right?
Yeah. So I said, draw him off sides. That's what they were trying to do. And then maybe you can go for it on 4th and 5. So timeout. Time to thank one of our new sponsors. How about Metro East Roofing and Guttering? Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. They're located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville. Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call for a free estimate today, 345-5679. Got a few new sponsors on the year.
Well, KahawkSports.com is catching traction.
Yes.
Businesses in the community like the exposure that you guys are getting. Chiropractic Works has been a supporter for years.
Yes.
And we really appreciate what you do. But I love to see the other businesses in town jumping on board because, youth sports and high school sports is an important part of any community.
Oh, yeah. Especially the smaller the town is and farther are you away from a big city. But I like the atmosphere here in Collinsville, and I'm glad that we can do something like KahawkSports.com because that's what was missing in this area was a local radio station, and you can't compete with the likes of St. Louis radio station. That was a little pooch punt there by Chris Chai, which lands right into the hands of Darian Dean, but he took about 2 yards forward of a step, and then he was buried.
Well, we haven't seen the Kahawk defense yet, so we'll see what the front 5 or 4 or whatever defense we run could do here. I like the field position game, and if we can keep the ball off the sidelines and away from the speed of Cahokia, I love what our interior is going to be able to do here.
9:33 left to play here in this first quarter. Collinsville has the lead 2-0 on a safety 52 seconds into the game. And now Cahokia will get their second chance on offense here, and it'll be Malik Shaw who will guide the team once again. In the backfield, Vincent Perry.
Looks like we're going to run a 43 defense, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers.
3 wide receivers stacked up over on the left side of the formation. Here's the snap. Malik is going to keep the ball after a bluff handoff to Perry, and he'll bring it forward for about 6 on the play, make it 7. That'll bring up second down and 3.
Looks like Cahokia is going to play Collinsville's game so far. I know it's just one play, but they go right up the gut. They're going to run behind. Big 69 on the line. I was told they didn't have much size, but it looks like they do have a little bit of size up front.
Well, that little play that they just ran off there, you can get used to seeing that. You'll see a lot of that next week at Triad. That's pretty much all they do. Here's the next snap. This time Malik back to pass, and he does so to Cortez Brown Jr. He breaks the tackle. He's on the run.
He's off to the
I don't
races,
think
guys.
anyone's going to catch him today, and he's in for a touchdown.
Well, there's the speed of Cahokia. You know, they've got a wide out. They run a little almost like a screen to the wide out. Our linebackers just couldn't fill the speed of the outback was too much for Collinsville's secondary to catch up to.
82-yard touchdown catch. We'll see if Cahokia has any kind of a kicking game here to try this extra point. As right now, the Comanches are up 6-2, pending the extra point try here. Looks like they are going to try to kick it. If they get enough guys out there, this is Hayden Brown, 5'8", 165-pound senior, trying this field or this extra point try. And that one, somehow or another, made it through just barely.
I don't think I've seen a flatter kick make it through the uprights.
I know.
At any point, it's good. We're going to have some first downs on the Collinsville offensive side of the ball to compete. Obviously, a big play there. But, you know, the good news is it's early in the game. And Collinsville's shown that we can move the ball. We can handle them up front. So we'll see what this offensive possession shows.
Ensuing kickoff comes your way next, and we'll do that for you in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and 3 locations in Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school, or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
We are back at Kahok Stadium. Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey with us as we are bringing you action from week number 1 of the high school football season. First of 9, hopefully more to come your way as far as football is concerned this year. Collinsville has only made the playoffs 3 times in their 99-year history.
Like we're going to run a little bit of a shift here.
And Emery Lee is ready to kick things off for Cahokia. I have such a hard time seeing these numbers.
Right.
He does so, and he kicks it right to Cameron Sloan. Sloan gets through a couple of tacklers, and boy, I tell you what, there was just one man back to beat. And almost getting there was Cameron Sloan, but Antoine Baker got in the way and stopped him right around the 45-yard line. So this is the second time Collinsville has had the ball, second time they've had it right at midfield.
Sure, it's a great return. Up front handled Cahokia's guys real nice. We'll see what the offense can do.
Chris Chai back out behind center. 3 wide receivers are stacked on the near side. Dante Williams, the closest one to us. Jake Holton is in the slot next to him. And then you have Drew Doyle. And the handoff is going to go to the line of scrimmage, and then nowhere after that by Kyler Williams. So he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. 0 on the gain.
We had a lot of linemen standing up after that play. I don't know if they got beat off the ball or what happened there, but guys going to have to hold their blocks, no doubt.
Here's the next snap. And again, a handoff. And this one goes for a couple of yards to Kyler Williams. I see one of the starters you were talking about. Man, one of my favorite players from last year, True Barber, on the sideline dressed in street clothes. He is fun to watch, offensively or defensively.
Certainly has some wheels, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And a motor that never stops. All right, 3rd down and about 8 to go here for Collinsville. Ball resting on the Kahawks' 47-yard line. Different running back. Cameron Sloan now sets in over the right shoulder of Chris Chai. 3 wide receivers on the near, 1 on the far. Now an empty backfield.
Throw the ball here.
Throw the ball across the line of scrimmage, and that ball rolls right out of bounds into the bench of the Cahawks, and that is going to bring up another 4th down here for Collinsville.
Well, unfortunately, we've tried 2 pass plays out of the backfield, and we've been unable to handle the football. So I think they'll put those together tonight, and you'll see some yardage. But we're definitely going to have to gain some yardage. We need to get some first downs. I think our front 5 or 7 is going to have to handle Cahokia's line for us to make it a ball game.
7:35 left to play here in this first quarter. 4th down. There is Chris Chai with another punt. This one is end over end, and once again it is going to be Darian Dean, but this time he's going to let the ball bounce, and it is touched up by Jake Holton, and the ball will be at the 19-yard line, and that's where Cahokia will start their 3rd possession as the Comanches have a 7-2 lead. 7:26 left to play here in this first quarter. How about another one of our new sponsors, Chapman Trucking LLC. Chapman Trucking LLC is located in Collinsville, owned and operated by 94 graduate Christy Chapman. They have over 9 years of experience. Chapman Trucking LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. Give Christy a call for that free estimate at 960-9346 or online, chapmantruckingllc.net.
Christy also has a daughter that's cheering for our team tonight, too, so they're great Cahawk supporters.
There is a handoff sweeping around the left side, and a lot of room once again, and probably a touchdown-saving tackle there by Cameron Sloan on Vincent Perry as Perry picks up a first down and brings that ball all the way out to the Comanches' 35-yard line.
Yeah, our second level, our inside linebackers and our outside backers are going to have to put up a little bit more of a defense. If they keep getting to our secondary, it's going to be a long night tonight, Todd.
That is true. New set of downs here for Cahokia. Clock continues to run. 7:05 left to play here in this first quarter. Here is Malik Shaw. He is going to keep the ball himself. He is going to try that left side as well. And once again, it is Jake Holton with the tackle. So Holton and Sloan paying some dividends here on defense, stopping these would-be runners from getting farther than they would have.
Boy, that was a great misdirection play. I thought sure they were running the ball up the middle. Next thing you know, they're bouncing it outside.
Pick up an 8.
A little uncharacteristic of a team with a lot of speed. They're doing a lot of interior misdirection. And again, our inside linebackers are going to really have to step up here.
Once again, Shaw in shotgun. Has Perry over his left shoulder. 3 wide receivers on the near. 1 on the far, but the handoff is going to go to Perry, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by Ben Bauer, as well as Aaron Rodriguez in on the double-team tackle.
There's our second level. That's our inside linebacker stepping up and filling the gaps. That's what has to happen tonight.
Loss of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. 6 minutes to play here in this opening quarter. 7-2 right now in favor of the Comanches. Collinsville needs a good 3rd down stop here to let the Comanches do a little punting. There's the snap. Shaw back to pass, looks left, throws left, and had a man open, but oh boy, that gap was closed up quickly. Big number 25 in there. That's Gabe Miller.
That's going to result in a 4th and 1. I'd be surprised if they don't go for this.
Yeah, I would.
Well, this would be a big stop for the Collinsville defense if we could man up here and make some noise up front, have our backers fill some gaps, and get a turnover on downs. This would be a really, really big play here.
Delarius Rogers just walked in from the bench to the field, and right away I'm like, oh, man, that dude's tall. 6'2", 215 pounds. Number 32. All right, looks like they're going to go for it. They do. They hand it off, and big number 32 gets the carry. He might have been stopped short. Looks like they stopped him right on the 45-yard line, and they needed to get to almost the 46. Yeah. Jake Holton with the big stop.
Again, there's our second-level defense. And this is going to depend on the spot, I think.
Placed it right on the 45, and that's where the stick stands, too. We'll have to – they're going to measure, or are they going to give it?
I think they turned it around.
Really?
Yeah, I think they've already turned
they
the
did.
sticks
Well, the
around.
sticks are going the opposite direction. Here we
go.
go. Yeah.
Football.
Good job.
Enemy territory. Here we go.
Good job. Chris Chai. Best starting field position. They've been right at the 50. their own 45. Now they start on the Comanches' 45. So they've had some good starting field position. Now we need to turn it into some points.
Need to rattle off 3-4 yards of run, just kind of march down the field, establish some control here.
Chai in the shotgun again, has 3 wide receivers on the left, and he goes back to pass. He looks, he has to scramble. He throws on the run. It's high, and it's going to be out of bounds.
Man, we went right to the air on first down. Interesting. I don't know if it was a blown play, but from the get-go, we had some linebackers in the backfield. Looks like Chris just chucked it out of bounds. Smart play, though. Avoid the big loss.
Looks like Jaden Neighbors, the 5'8", 165-pound sophomore, is in there at running back. If I'm reading that correct, that's a 28, right?
Transfer out of East St. Louis, who has a big squad this year. I don't think he was going to get much playing time there. I think he can really contribute to our squad this year. So I like that pickup for the Kahok football squad.
Dante Williams, Jake Holton, and Drew Doyle line up as wide receivers on the near side. Neighbors in motion.
Offside, as long as we didn't jump.
I didn't see anyone else move.
5 yards, if so.
I didn't see anyone else move. Yep,
there
offside.
It is, offside. It's good. Well, 2nd and 5 looks a lot better than 2nd and 10 or 9, that's for sure.
Definitely.
But you're right. We lined up trips to the left. You wonder if we're going to go to the air, try a little something different, try to spread them out, or if we're going to go right back to the ground attack.
Malcolm Burns lines up as the lone wide receiver all the way over on the far side. Neighbors in motion. He's going to get the throw, and he gets hit. Spins out of 1 and 2 tackles, but couldn't get out of the third. And the third tackler held him up long enough for some help to arrive, so a gain of only 1 on the play.
Nice that he hung on to the football.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hot pursuit out of those Cahokia. What are they, the Comanches?
Comanches.
Yeah, the Cahokia Comanches had hot pursuit from those outside backers.
Battle of the Indians here. Actually, they're going to give him a little bit more forward progress than that, so it'll be 3rd and 3 here for Collinsville on the Cahokia 38-yard line. Definitely 4th down territory here. Now Holton and Doyle
It's like we have
trot
a new
off.
quarterback in the game here. Who's number 7?
No, that's Chai. Now he's got nothing but wide receivers all over the place and a flag before the ball could even be snapped. Too many men on the field or illegal
11.
formation. False start. I didn't see anyone move at all.
That's a big penalty against the Kahawks.
Referee who threw the flag standing right next to Coach Popovich.
I didn't think we were set, but Coach Popovich doesn't seem to be too bothered by it.
Now,
He's ready to run the play.
We're going to take out the extra running backs and bring in some extra receivers.
Now we're going trips to the right.
Yep, Jake Holton and Drew Doyle line up over there with Burns. Over on this side is Dante Williams. Neighbors into motion once again. Fake to him. Got a man open. Wide open. Malcolm Burns. Touchdown, Collinsville.
What a play. Chris Chai runs a pump fake to the outback. We've got a Jets or a fly pattern down the right side of the field. Chai lays it up, lets the wide out go get the football. Touchdown Collinsville for 6 points.
3:37 left on the clock. Collinsville takes the lead by 1. Trying to make it 2 here unless they want to go for 2 and make it an even 3, but it looks like they are going to go ahead and kick. Anybody ever figure out who 89 is? No? Number 89 ready to kick the extra point. We still don't know who he is. He's got a name. Oh, bad snap. It goes right up into the kicker's arms, and he's going to be smothered back behind the 10-yard line, and that is the way that possession ends. But a nice touchdown play from Chris Chai to Malcolm Burns has given Collinsville an 8-7 lead. Back with the ensuing kickoff in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Back at Collinsville High School, Cahawks take a lead 8-7 on a nice 38-yard touchdown catch by Malcolm Burns. And we got flags on the play on the ensuing kickoff. Eight to 7. That's a baseball score, isn't it?
Right.
Flags on the play, and the referees are talking about it. Luis Perez is our kicker. Found that out during the commercial break. There's like, what has he got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the roster that don't have a number.
So it's a rebuilding year, right?
we figured out that one of them was Luis Perez, and he's wearing number 89. Referees still talking about it. While they talk, let's go ahead and thank Pack Mail. They are locally owned and operated by Mr. Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. You can visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, weshipstlouis.com, or you can call 346-4884. At this point, I'm still not sure what the flag was for. Referee went over on the other side to talk to Coach Clay, the Comanches head coach, and now referee's talking over here with Coach Popovich. Now we have a false start call against Collinsville. 3:37 left to play here in this opening quarter. 8-7 in favor of Collinsville. So add on the extra 5 yards, and the Comanches are starting in enemy territory at the Kahok 44-yard line. Once again, Malik Shaw in shotgun, the senior quarterback here for Cahokia. Vincent Perry is lone setback, going to the air, turn around, throw, and a tackle right near where the first down marker is. And that is Elijah Rice.
Yeah, not a bad play. With the speed of Cahokia tonight, we gave him some cushion. Try to give up that big play. They were smart, taking advantage of a 5-8-yard play. It turns into a 10-yard play. It looks like it's going to be a first down.
Gabe Miller on the stop, but after 11 yards were picked up, so it's a first down for Cahokia as they threaten to retake the lead. Here is Shaw, back to pass. Looks deep, throws deep, down the right side, has a man open, but out of bounds, and he could not hold on to the ball anyway. Could Cortez Brown Jr., who already has a touchdown catch in this game.
Well, that's high school football. Our backs were beat. He was wide open, but, that's a 38-yard pass, and at the high school level, that's a tough ball to complete. Lucky for Collinsville, the quarterback missed him just out of bounds.
Just out of bounds and just a little bit overthrown, maybe about a foot overthrown. So, brings up second down and 10. Clock continues to not be a factor as of right now. We're early. First quarter action, 3:14 left to play. In shotgun, once again, is Shaw. He will go back to pass again. All of a sudden, the Comanches are getting pass happy. Shaw now steps up. He will run right past a flag thrown by the referee.
There's a flag, should be a holding call.
And he is going to have enough for a first down, but as my partner here mentioned, it's probably going to be a holding call.
I mean, when the quarterback springs clear of the line like that and the flag comes down right at the line, you would think it would be a holding call.
Yeah, I would imagine so. That's what I thought anyway, because he was back there juking back and forth, trying to zigzag his way through the line.
Secondary dropped in pass protection.
Yeah.
If he got past the line, he had a lot of room to run.
Oh, and the secondary did a good job of covering their men because there was nowhere for him to throw, so thus he had to take off running. That's going to cost him all the way back to the Kahok 45-yard line. It'll be second down and about 21 to go for a first down.
It's the first long yardage situation our defense has faced, so it'd be interesting to see if we crowd the line or if we drop back into more of a prevent defense, see what happens here.
All right, 3 wide receivers are all on the left side. One lone setback. Here is the snap, and it's going to go to Cortez, but he drops the ball and never caught it. Gabe Miller threw him down on the ground anyway, so he would have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it.
A little wide receiver screen. I was a little worried about a late hit there. I mean, I guess he was coming in hot pursuit anyway, but that's kind of what happened to Collinsville a couple times. You know, we tried to throw it in the backfield, and they dropped the ball. So Collinsville Kahok crowd is getting fired up here. We got a big third down. Let's see if we can get a stop.
Players turned around and did their best to get this crowd pumped up. Third down and long. A long 21 to go as the full moon rises out in the east.
Beautiful night for football here at Collinsville Kahok Stadium.
Wide receivers split this time. 2 on either side of the formation. One lone setback. Here's the snap. Shaw back to pass. He gets pressured. He gets out of it. He runs out to his left, and he is going to run out of room eventually, I think, as he is finally taken down back up at the original line of scrimmage. So at any rate, it is going to be a 4th down and about 10 to go here for Cahokia.
Well, you liked that they didn't get a first down, but it looked like we could have taken him down about 10 yards in the backfield. Kid must have some quickness and speed because he evaded our ends and then he evaded our linebackers, and he made a play out of nothing. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they may go for this with 2:31 left in the first quarter.
Shaw, 6 foot, 190-pound senior quarterback.
He definitely exhibited some speed on that play.
2:31 left here in this first quarter. It's been a long first quarter, hasn't it?
It has a lot of action.
Yeah.
Looks like they are going to go for it.
Looks like it.
Yeah,
Either
big
that or
play
going
for
to
the
try to
Kahawks.
bluff them offside, make Collinsville move and pick up a free 5 yards. Nope, Shaw immediately throws to Cortez right at the line of scrimmage, and he is going to have enough for a first down. And that is unfortunate as he was finally driven out of bounds by both Jake Holton and Gabe Miller, but not before he picked up enough yardage to move the chains.
Yeah, with that speed, they go right to that wide receiver screen, and with the cushion we're giving them, that's a really nice play call by Cahokia's offensive coordinator.
Cortez Brown last year had 1 touchdown, 9 catches for 270 yards. That averages out to 30 yards a catch.
Well, that goes to show the importance of that third down play, giving up that extra 10 yards. That really hurt the Collinsville defense.
Yes, it did. So a fresh set of downs for Cahokia, and they have shrunk the field into their favor. Ball sits on the 23 of the Kahawks. Here's the snap. Handoff is going to be a keeper by Shaw, and he busts through the line of scrimmage and then bounces off a couple of tackles and into the end zone untouched for a 23-yard touchdown.
I'll tell you what, you know, they spread the field out. They go up the middle. Our linebackers, God love them, tried to arm tackle the quarterback, and that is just not going to work with a kid who's that strong. You know, these guys are going to have to get after it and drive their shoulders right into the running backs. Otherwise, you know, again, it's going to be a long night. But, hey, you know, it's 13-8. We've got time left in the first period. Offense can move the ball. This has turned out to be a great football game, Todd.
So far. 13-8. Kicker ready to go. Hayden Brown. Ball is on the way, and again, it is good.
It's interesting that they went for an extra point, putting them up by 6, you know, which doesn't do a whole lot of good. It puts you down 2 field goals, or up 2 field goals, or a touchdown. You'd think they'd go for 2 to go ahead and go up by 7, but I guess they're confident in their offense, and it's early in the game, so they went ahead and took the points.
Let's go ahead and thank the City of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events in the city. Of course, the big event coming up, that'll be next month. The 3rd weekend in September is Italian Fest time. The City of Collinsville, again, a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck this sports season. Italian Fest, always a blast in uptown Collinsville.
Yeah, my father-in-law was actually a founder of the Italian Fest.
Really?
He came up with the idea in Lenny Ashman's basement of his pharmacy, and it was years and years ago. And kind of a good story there. I married into Collinsville, and Mike Muir was certainly a well-known guy in town, a city councilman, and God bless his soul, we remember him well.
Kickoff time here for Cahokia. And Maury Lee handles the kickoff duties while Hayden Brown handles the extra point duties.
Looks like we're respecting the leg. You know, we've got our deep guy on the 2-yard line. A couple guys on the 15. See if our special teams can't break one here.
Jaden Neighbors is deep. Kyler Williams is one of the up men along with Stephen Green. Here's the kick going over to Green's side, but it's out of bounds about 15 yards away from the end zone. So that'll work in the favor of Collinsville, which will actually give them their worst starting field position of any of their possessions.
Well, I stand corrected, too. Jaden Neighbors apparently was a Collinsville a young man, went to CMS, was a stud, went to East St. Louis last year, and then came back this year. So he's got Kahok blood in him, and I'd like to see him be able to get a chance at a return tonight.
Malcolm Burns, who caught the touchdown pass for the Kahawks, is out there already, standing all the way over on the far side as Chris Chai and TJ Williams come along from the sideline, getting last-minute instructions by Coach Popovich. They have not started the play clock yet, so no worries there.
Well, we've gone to the air the last 2 possessions. You know, we tried the ground game early in the game, didn't have a lot of success. We went to the air. We had some success, so I don't know if Coach Pop is going to plan B or where we're going to be here. But I think this is a big possession. We need to run some clock and, mount a nice drive. Neither team has had a long possession drive. It's been quick scoring, a lot of yards, back and forth. So it'll be interesting to see if the game continues that way or if one of the teams can settle in and create some kind of consistency.
Referees are trying to find their consistency as well. This first quarter is kind of slogging along, and some of that has to do with the referees. All right, looks like we are about ready to resume action. 1st and 10 from their own 35 for the Kahawks. 3 wide receivers on the left side. Holton goes into motion, and the handoff is going to go into the backfield. And a nice job there, a little bit of room for Kyler Williams, and he gets probably 6 on the play, which will bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Tell you what, he was stopped at 3, made a great juke step to the right, and earned an extra 3 yards. That's what Collinsville has to have. And I like it that we spread. We're going trips left. We're running this trips formation. So we'll see what can happen here.
Malcolm Burns again lines up as the wide receiver all alone over on the other side. And, yep, the Kahawks will get another free 5 yards, and they only needed 4 for a 1st down, so this one should give them their first down of the game besides the touchdown.
I think the weak side of Cahokia was lined up off sides. That was the way I saw it. Yep, that's it.
Offsides Cahokia. That'll give Collinsville a 1st down. Right around the 45-yard line, a place they have been familiar with so far here in this first quarter. 1:46 left to play here in this first quarter.
You know, one thing I notice is the amount of players Collinsville has on the sideline.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like probably the biggest roster I've seen since I've been here. And if you look on the opposite side, it's a different ballgame.
It's a 2-pager, our roster is this year. Here's a snap.
That's false start.
And,
legal motion.
Yep, all kinds of flags being thrown.
Looks like our back was in motion, not sure about the snap count, and we gave those yards right back. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen.
Oh, yeah. But we'll give the yards right back after we have already picked up a 1st down out of the first 5 yards, so that helps because you still have 4 plays. So it'll be a 1st and 15 now for Collinsville as they place the ball back down at the 39-yard line, or excuse me, the 41-yard line. 1:40 left to play here in this first quarter. Chai in shotgun, takes the snap, throws it near sideline for Holton. Holton was in the slot and gets back up to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Well, I tell you, Jake Holton is fast, and he got that ball in space. I thought he was going to do something, and those linebackers for Cahokia closed on him really quick. That was some impressive athleticism by the outside backers, but I like that we made that connection. We've tried that twice tonight, and they were incomplete.
This time the triple threat wide receiver will set up over on the right side of the formation. Burns all the way over, And Holton comes from there into motion in front of Chai. Handoff is going to go into the backfield, and a nice little juke run there by Jaden Neighbors, and he picks up a little chunk of yardage there, and it's going to bring up a third down and about 3 to go for a first.
I like that. If we pound their interior, keep them honest, then we can get to the edge.
Trying a little hurry-up offense, but apparently the chin strap came loose on Neighbors' helmet. Now it's fixed. Wide receivers on both sides. Handoff goes straight up the middle to Neighbors, and he has enough for a first down.
Hey, 3 to 4 yards a chunk. We'll take it all day long.
Oh, yeah.
We'll stay up the middle until they, pack it in and put 5 or 7 down linemen, a couple linebackers. Then we'll get to the edge.
Gabe Miller and Kyler Williams check in from the sideline. A couple of new players, maybe a new play, as we have triple backs in the backfield, one on either side of Chai and one deep. Chai is going to keep it. He's going to run forward, and then he's going to get a couple of yards, maybe a yard out of the play. And that'll bring up second down and 9. Last year, Chris Chai ran the ball 41 times for a grand total of -4 yards.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure a lot of those were sacks.
If he would have followed his backs there, he had a little bit of room to run. He kind of got spooked and cut the ball back to the middle of the field, which is pretty common at this level. But, I like where we are in enemy territory, second down. We're showing that we can run the ball, and a little timeout here looks like
end of the first quarter.
Oh, that's the end of the quarter.
As the Comanches have a 14-8 lead. Back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future. To create your inheritance. To build your vision. To anticipate the known and unknown. And to find potential in both. And build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Back at Collinsville High School, Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey, along with you for week number 1. We have entered the second quarter, 1 quarter in the books. Collinsville trailing the Cahokia Comanches by a score of 14-8. But, Doc, I think I like the way that the team's looking.
Oh, absolutely. There have been a lot of volatility in this first quarter. But coming in down only, 6 points, it's going to be a football game. I like it.
Same formation. 3 running backs in the backfield. 2 wide receivers, both of them on the near side. Here's the snap. Chai rolls out. He's going to get sacked right at midfield. Big open field sack there by the Comanches. Shaman Hudson, they do not have their roster in numerical order, so.
A lot of penetration there. Our front line is going to have to hold up a little bit better as we progress through the night. Looks like Cahokia is getting some penetration into the backfield.
Takes me a little while to find the person who made the tackle for Cahokia because they're not in numerical order. Real easy when you see number 8, and you can look for number 8. Here's a pass to Holton, and Holton gets back up to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So it's going to be a 4th and long situation here for Collinsville.
Yeah, a lot of good hot pursuit by Cahokia's second level. And we saw that at Collinsville on the last possession. If both teams can keep it up, yardage is going to be hard to come by.
4th down, right at midfield. Right now looks like they're going for it, but Chai has already punted the ball a couple of times, and now he's going to take off and run with it. I don't know why on a 4th down and 15 that you would do that, but Cahokia is going to take over at their own 45-yard line.
Very interesting call. 4th and 15 on your own 50. I don't know if they saw a hole in Cahokia's defense that they thought they could take advantage of. It looked like there was a pass play on deck. It got busted up, so Chai went ahead and ran the ball. At any rate, we're giving up some rough field position. But our secondary, our second level of backs looks good, so we'll see if we can get a 3 and out here.
Well, we need to. Defense needs to step it up and hold Cahokia after the Comanches scored on a 23-yard run by the quarterback Shaw on their last possession. And they moved the ball pretty well on that last possession as well. So Shaw back out there. Vincent Perry, the lone setback. Wide receiver Stephen McCall lines up on the near side. All the way on the near side.
It's like there's a little confusion on the field. The referees, I think they're having trouble getting the right ball in play.
This is going to be a 4-hour game the way they're going here. 2 wide receivers now on each side. 1st and 10 for Cahokia. Shaw looks to his left, throws to Cortez Jr., and Cortez Jr. is going to have enough for a first down, and he weaves his way through the secondary for the Cahawks all the way down to Collinsville's 25-yard line.
That quarterback had all the time in the world to check his receivers. He gets it out to the wide side. Again, our second level doesn't make the tackle, and we give up, 30 on the play?
30-yard catch by Cortez Brown Jr. And that'll bring up a new set of downs here for the Comanches as they are on the move. 3 wideouts on the left side. 1 lone setback, and he gets the ball. Does Vincent Perry. Tries the left side. Has a lot of room, and he is going to go step out of bounds at the 4, they're going to say.
Yeah, lack of contain out of our defensive ends. They get to the edge. And, again, if they can utilize their speed, that's going to be a strong suit for Cahokia. We need to have them keep it inside the tackles and see if we can't, play a bulldog game. But if we go off to the races, we're going to have a hard time keeping up.
Well, fresh set of downs, so 1st and goal here for Cahokia from the Collinsville 4-yard line. Play clock is already down to 10 seconds, and Cahokia is going to have to use a timeout here because they're not going to get this play off. And they do use a timeout. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's new website, collinsvillecea.org. Also need to tell you about a couple of things coming up here for the Booster Club. They will have a big pancake breakfast going on this coming Sunday at the old KC Hall in Collinsville from 9 until 12:30. And again, that's at the KC Hall, 9 to 12:30. Victoria Helms is the Booster Club president. I thought I had her email address, but I don't, to let you get some more information from her. I do at home, but I don't with me. At any rate, don't forget, pancake breakfast Sunday. You know you want some pancakes on a Sunday. 9 to 12:30 at the old KFC Hall, the Knights of Columbus Hall there in Collinsville over by the middle school.
Yeah, down off 157, nice new building they have, and they do a good job of fundraisers down there.
Under center for the first time is Shaw. He will turn around and he'll hand the ball off to the big guy, and the big guy goes down hard. Does Delarius Rogers.
Jake Holton in on the tackle. He had great penetration coming from the edge, and that's what we got to have out of our outside backers tonight.
Big first down play turns into a second down play. No gain. So second down and goal. Ball remains on the 4-yard line on a nice play by Holton as he took down the very tall Delarius Rogers, 6'2", 215 pounds of him. Holton, 5'10", and 165 pounds. So the smaller guy got the better of the big guy that time.
So
now,
first look at a goal line stand, so we'll see what we have here.
Shaw back into shotgun. Takes the snap and hands the ball off, and Perry, no, excuse me, that is not Perry, that is Darian Dean. He takes it in, 4 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, we're having trouble containing the edge on this strong side. Looks like Jake Holton's holding down the weak side. They're going nowhere, but they hit the strong side. They're getting to the edge, and they're really making the Cahawks pay on that strong side edge.
So Cahokia adds another 6 points, makes it 20. Kicker coming on to try to make it 21. And again, it'll be Hayden Brown, the 5'8", 165-pound senior. He's already hit a couple of extra points, but they were shaky looking. This one is low. I think that was partially blocked, so it'll remain a 20-8 score in favor of Cahokia. So we'll take a break and be right back here in just a little bit on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'm my team's #1 fan. I've never been #1 at anything until I put these babies on. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going to the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident, starting the day you sign up.
So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get protection plus unique extras. Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Once again, we welcome you back. Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey here with you as we are here for the season opener for the Collinsville Cahawks and their brand new football coach, Mike Popovich. Ensuing kickoff coming up after the Comanches score another touchdown and Collinsville trails 20-8. It'd be nice to get a touchdown on this next drive or something going on before the quarter ends, before we head to halftime. Kickoff comes back to the 25-yard line. Boy, go back in that first quarter where Collinsville had 3 possessions right at midfield in which they started a drive on and couldn't turn it into any points.
Yeah, lack of first downs and sustainable drives has been a problem for the Cahawks.
So Chris Chai and company back out, trying to figure out how to crack this Cahokia defense. 3 wide receivers on the near, 1 on the far, 1 lone setback. Chai in the shotgun, back to pass. He looks, he throws, and he threw it just a little bit too far in front of his intended receiver, Cameron Sloan. Cameron was going to be tackled anyway if he would have made that catch, and it would have been a minimal gain at best.
That looks like their backs are allowing our receivers to catch the ball 2, 3, 5 yards, and they're looking at being able to have that closing speed.
Again, 3 wideouts, this time on the right side. 1 goes into motion, that is Sloan. And the snap and the handoff goes right up the middle and getting tripped up right about the 28-yard line and falling forward to the 30 was Kyler Williams. That brings up 3rd down and about 5. Got half of what they needed. Let's pick up the other half, boys. Chai in shotgun once again. Looks over to the sideline. And some hand signals being thrown all about there by Coach Popovich. Play clock down to 10. Chai takes the snap, looks, throws, has Sloan in the backfield, and again, he is wrapped up by Torres Jones quickly.
Great play, wide receiver screen, but our other receiver just stood there. He didn't make a block, you know what I mean? You question whether he didn't know the play or what was happening, but I like the New England Patriots look where you're going quick, you're calling plays on the fly, but everybody's got to be on the same page to be able to pull that off.
Luis Perez is going to handle the punting duties this time around since Collinsville is deep in their own territory. Back deep, Darian Dean and Cortez Brown Jr. Not too deep. They stand at their own 40. Bad punt or a bad snap, and Chai gets it and he is thrown down at the 17-yard line. So things have gotten a little worse here for Collinsville as the Comanches are going to have the ball inside the red zone.
That is bad news for Collinsville from a field possession, or a field position standpoint. We're backed up behind the red zone all of a sudden with 7:55 to play. Down by 12, you give up a touchdown or two, and all of a sudden this game takes on a different characteristic.
That it does. Already down 20-8. Collinsville will have to put up some kind of a miracle stop here, or even better yet, how about a turnover? That's what we really need. Halftime at the soccer game versus Kirkwood. First goal scored by Logan Whitehead. Second goal by Elvis Campos for Collinsville. So Kahawks up 2-0 at halftime over Kirkwood.
Collinsville Kahawk soccer is exciting this year. We got a lot of returners. The Whitehead boy is great. The Colby kid is a great player. Here we go in the backfield.
Yeah, there was a man in motion handoff there, and it's going to be a gain of about 5 yards on the play for.
Yeah, it should have been a loss of 5, and in the backfield we try an arm push, not even an arm tackle. Our guys just not displaying great tackling technique.
He got pushed in the head.
On the second level,
He pushed him in the head as he was going and got that ball, and Stephen McCall did not go down from that push in the head. You can't push somebody in their helmet and make them go down that easy, I don't think. Here's a snap, and it's going to be a false start, I believe, or an offside call.
I
hope it's a false start.
We had a guy in the backfield before the snap. I hope it's a false start. Offside.
Yeah.
Going to go against Collinsville.
Yep. Yep, soccer. Our first soccer action on the Kahawk Sports Network will be Tuesday. It'll be a road game at Belleville West against the Maroons. I've had a couple of people ask already if we were doing tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is actually part of today's tournament. So if I can't do a whole tournament, I don't do any of the tournament. I think that's only fair. Snap, pass, caught, run, and I don't know how he got out of that. Well, I tell you what, Levantes Conway, 5'8", 155-pound wideout, just got out of a grasp of Cameron Sloan, and Sloan did everything but untie his shoe there.
Good pursuit. We'll take it at this point. More arm tackling, but at least we had some guys in pursuit. Drew Doyle was over there. Looks like Joe Philpott was there. So now we have a 3rd and short, maybe 3rd and 1.5.
I haven't mentioned Joe Philpott's name yet. He's one of the captains of the team this year. He was excited all as heck about that, too. Here is Shaw in shotgun. It's 3rd down and 1 here for Cahokia. Ball on Collinsville's 10-yard line. And moving the ball on a little quarterback sneak and sneaking all the way up to the 2-yard line was Shaw. So it'll be first and goal for the Kahawks for the Comanches from the Kahawk 2-yard line.
Yeah, they just tried a simple quarterback sneak, and our linebackers couldn't fill. I don't know if we thought they were going to go to the edge because they've been hurting us on the edge. And that's what happens when you have success on the edge is you spread the linebackers out. Now you can punch it up the gut, and sometimes you get some extra yardage, and that's what happened.
Cortez Brown Jr. is the only wide receiver all the way over on the far side. One lone running back, and that is the very tall
timeout
Delarius Rogers, as Cahokia uses another one of their timeouts, or I think that was their first, actually. Yep. So each team now with 2 timeouts, and no, it keeps on knocking me off, man. I got both of them here I'm using, and it just keeps on knocking me off. Yep, keeps on knocking me off. I'm back on again. Going back and forth, Wi-Fi. I am a victim of the Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's not strong enough, sometimes it is. And see, we're using a different mobile Wi-Fi site out here this year that they set up just for broadcasters, and it's already knocked me off, and now I'm being knocked off of this one as well.
Is it back on?
Yep, still red. Touchdown, Cahokia. As we await the extra point try, 5:33 left on the clock. That square, if it turns red, it's not good. Yellow is okay. Green is the best. It's going back and forth. I don't understand how all this Wi-Fi stuff works anyway. At any rate, 26-8 now in favor of Cahokia. 5:33 left to play here in this first half, as the Comanches are going to go for the 2-point conversion now as they hand off, and I don't even know if that ball made it to the person it was intended to go to, but it is no good, and the score remains 26-8, 5:33 left to play here in this first half, as we will take another break and come back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
Let's go ahead and thank All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, your business, your sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options. They'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street here from Kahok Stadium. Online, allprotees.com, or call 344-2200. Well, the scoreboard looks awfully familiar. And I'm hoping that we can change that over the course of the next half of football, plus the 5:33 that we have left here in this first half. There's the kickoff. Back to Malcolm Burns. And Burns runs up. I believe that's Burns anyway. He got past, and the kicker falls down, and he's got some room over on the far side, being chased down by one lone defender, and he gets past him for a touchdown.
Hey, there's that special teams big play we were looking for, Todd, right there. That is a game changer. That puts Collinsville back in action.
That was Cameron Sloan, who ran that ball all the way down for a touchdown. I really hope everybody was able to see that.
Is there another network we can connect to? No.
No. Got two of them now this year. Had the old CSUD Mobile, and now they have a new one called the Tournament. But I keep on going back and forth to both of them because one goes out and this one's like it's got a stronger signal than that one does, but then that one goes out, so I don't know.
Might be able to let you hook up to mine.
Collinsville used a timeout to discuss an extra point. So the Kahawks are down to one timeout left in this game. Here is Chris Chai as Collinsville is going to go for a 2-point conversion here. As Collinsville scores on a kickoff return by Cameron Sloan. A flag on the play on the extra point. That's bad in itself. The other bad thing is that Collinsville had to burn a timeout to discuss an extra point. 26-14, Collinsville trying to get the 2-point conversion to make it a 10-point game. Collinsville will get the ball back first in the second half.
Yeah, apologize for the hiccups on the technology, but it looks like we're back in action here on KahokSports.com.
And the handoff goes straight in, and is he in? No, he did not make it. So the score will remain 26-14 in favor of the Comanches of Cahokia High School. And we have 5:18 left on the clock in this first half.
Well, that was a big touchdown by Collinsville Cahawks, to keep this game within reach. If we can come up with a big defensive stand, maybe put some more points on the board going to halftime, only down a touchdown or so, that'd be huge.
Sure would be. While we have a moment, let's go ahead and thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the Collinsville area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. Their next function also will be on the upcoming Italian Fest. The ladies of the Junior Service Club will have a booth out on Main Street where they will sell some toasted raviolis to you. That'll be that weekend of the Italian Fest in downtown, uptown Collinsville. For more information on that event and more, you can visit the Collinsville Junior Service Club's Facebook page, or you can check them out online, collinsvilljsc.net. 5:18 left.
Yeah, here we go with the kickoff from Collinsville. Again, special teams coming up big like we predicted early before the game. If we get some good field position, get a nice stop, get the ball back, that would be just what the Cahawks ordered.
Down by 12, so not out of the realm of possibilities here. That's just a couple of touchdowns and a couple of extra points away from taking a 2-point lead. Luis Perez ready to go once again. Cortez Brown Jr. is back deep. And this one is going to go over everyone's head, and it's going to go back into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback.
Great kick.
Yeah, it was.
Man, that is just what Collinsville needed. That was a boot from Luis Perez.
Yeah. He had Darian Dean. He came up on the play right when the ball was kicked, and it ends up going over his head. He chased it into the end zone, but couldn't quite get there. And now Cahokia will have their worst starting field position here in this game. They'll start on their own 20.
Well, come on, Cahawk defense here, Todd, right?
Yes. Need a big stop. Need a turnover. Sure would be a nice time for a pick six, wouldn't it?
You have to contain the edge here. I think that's going to be key on this series. Looks like we're doing 4 down linemen, 3 inside backers.
Malik Shaw keeps the ball and takes it up the gut and gets it across the 20 to about the 23-yard line, so a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up second down and about 7.
Pass play looking to the outside. Quarterback comes back inside. Looks like we've got a Comanche down on the field.
And we do. But he is helped up by his teammates, and that is the quarterback, Malik Shaw. Malik Shaw was backed up last year by Richard Williams.
You hate to see any player go down. He's limping off the field. Now, I don't know if it's a knee or an ankle. Hopefully he'll be able to return. He looks like he's walking off the field under his own power, which is nice to see.
Well, he's going to have to come off the field for one play anyway. And
could be a cramp situation. He's down on his back. They're stretching him out right now.
Could be. They only have one quarterback listed. Isaiah Sanders, a freshman. Handoff
Get to the edge.
Goes over to this side, and that is to Darian Dean, and Dean gets up close to a first down. He's going to be about a yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1.
It was a nice run. He was really stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he did a nice spin move to pick up an extra 4 yards.
Stephen McCall, the wide receiver, is the backup quarterback, but now Malik Shaw checks back into the game. Well, Stephen McCall is listed as a wide receiver. The only other quarterback they have listed is Isaiah Sanders, who is a 5'11", 160-pound freshman. Here's the snap, and Shaw is going to keep it, and he'll get a lot more room than just the 1 yard that he thought he was going to get. He'll take it all the way out to the 40 for a gain of 11 on the play.
Tell you what, the last 2 quarterback keepers have resulted in pretty big yardage. You might want to keep that one in their back pocket.
They move the chains. Clock starts once they set the chains down, and that is right now. 3:50 left to play here in this first half. 1st and 10. New set of downs here for Cahokia as the ball sits on their own 40-yard line. Cahokia with a 12-point lead right now, 26-14. Collinsville would like to stuff them here and have a little bit of time left themselves, and that one was a little bit low. That was intended for Shaman Hudson.
Yeah, they had a receiver in no man's land behind our first level in front of our second level, but the pass was low. Collinsville got away with one there.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 3:32 left to play here in this first half. That's right, first half. We have taken 2 hours and 20 minutes to get to this point.
You're kidding me.
No. Hour and 20 minutes, sorry.
Sounds a little better.
Yeah, I think so. My math's a little off. 2 wideouts on either side of the formation. Shaw picks one, throws to one, and he is taken down but not out. Never did go all the way to the ground. Did the receiver Shaman Hudson.
But they really like this Hudson guy. They're targeting him quite a bit. He must have good speed after the catch. It's going to bring up a big 3rd and 4.5 for the Kahok defense. See if we can get a stop going into the second half. You'd think if we can stop him here, we'd probably force a punt with the way the clock looks.
3rd and 5, or a short 4 or a long 5. Handoff in the backfield, and a first down is had, and a little bit more as still on his feet. Finally brought down was Darian Dean, and Dean gets himself deep into Collinsville territory.
Yeah, they're really hitting that edge quick. Their backs are very, very quick. We're having trouble filling that outside gap. And again, the Comanches hit the edge and make a big play. That's a big 3rd down play for those guys.
Clock continues to run. 2:35 left. Comanches, they have 1 timeout, as does Collinsville. Malik Shaw back to pass and has a man on the far side. That is Brown Jr., and he works his way all the way down into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Quarterback had all day to throw. He hits a wide out, and our defensive guy, instead of making the tackle, he goes for the ball. He's not even close. We give up a touchdown. All of a sudden, it's a 32-14 ball game with 2:20 left in the first half.
$2:21 left to play here in this first half. 32-14. Cahokia with the lead. And they're going to go for 2 points one more time. Shaw. Well, instead, they're going to take a delay of game. So they're going to back themselves up a little bit and then try a 2-point conversion. I don't know. The first 2 extra point tries went through the uprights. The third one did not. Since then, they have decided to not kick the ball. Kickers are the hardest commodity to find in high school football.
Boy, isn't that the truth.
Shaw in shotgun. Empty backfield. Wide receivers all over the place. He goes back to pass, looks in the far side corner, and overthrows his intended receiver.
Yeah, we actually had good penetration in the backfield. We rushed him. So far tonight he's had a lot of time to pass, and we rushed him on that one, and it looks like that's what we're going to have to do the rest of the game is not give him time to throw the football.
Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's new website, collinsvillecea.org. Last game of the week for you. We started off this new season last night with a victory for the Lady Kahok volleyball team over Centralia. This is game number 2 on the schedule. Next week we have boys soccer for you Tuesday and Thursday. And then our first road football game will be at Triad High School in the town of Troy.
Yeah, look for our interior line to have to hold up during that game. Those guys run the ball 99% of the time.
Yes, they do. And a very confusing 99% of the time. From a broadcaster's point of view, I can never tell who has the ball until he gets up off the ground.
A lot of misdirection.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I grew up playing football. We didn't have a lot of speed. You do a lot of misdirection, 3-4 yards of whack, and you can chip away at a lot of good football teams.
Here's a little squib kick that's going to go off of a body and down around the 22-yard line after that ball bounced at the 30 after it hit one of the upmen for Collinsville, so they had to scramble and jump on top of the ball, and the ball took a Cahokia roll all the way down to Collinsville's 22-yard line, so that is where the Kahawks will start. .2:15 left.
Oh, no. Oh.
Don't worry about it. It'll be halftime. 2:15 left here in this second half. Collinsville trying to put together a 2-minute drive and put some points on the board, but an incomplete pass to Jake Holton will stop the clock with 2:11 left, and will bring up second down and 10 here for the Kahawks.
I'll tell you what, we definitely need to burn some clock. We certainly don't want to give up possession again this half, that's for certain.
No. Chai in shotgun. Man in motion, empty backfield. Chai back to pass. Looks left, throws left, and overthrows everyone.
Yeah, busted up play. I don't know if it was a bad route, but that ball wasn't close to being caught. And to stop the clock again on second down is, man, a little risky. Seems like we want to run the ball. I guess they're going to call a timeout if we run it anyway. So
true.
Bottom line, Collinsville Kahok football needs to start tallying some more first downs, take control of this football game. Time of possession is important in a game like this.
I believe that was intended for Dante Williams. There goes Holton in motion, and the handoff goes into the backfield and across the line of scrimmage was Williams, but didn't get much farther than that. Gain of a couple on the play, and that's going to bring up third down and about 7 to go for a first down here for Collinsville. And a player hurt for Cahokia is Shaman Hudson. As he's being into 2, we'll step aside for a little break here on the Kahawk Sports Network. Back to action here at Collinsville High School. Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey along with you. 4th down and about 7 to go here for Collinsville. And now it's going to be even longer.
False start there. A little miscommunication between a lineman and the quarterback. False start.
Well, that is going to bring out the punting unit. They're not going to mess around trying to pick up a 4th down this deep in their territory and give Cahokia a gift 6 points.
You can only hope that Cahokia will take a knee and try to run the clock.
Yeah.
With a minute and a half left.
Back deep, Darian Dean, and not very deep, right at midfield. So Luis Perez needs to put a real good boot into this one. Takes the snap, kicks it right at the sideline. There's going to be a flag on the play, though. And that ball on a bounce is picked up and almost ran in by one of the up linemen there on the special teams play. Rayon McFarland, 6'1", 230-pound defensive end. We'll have to wait and see what the flag is about.
Yeah, not sure how this one's going to shake out.
They never
to be an offsides on the defense.
Yeah, that would be nice. Because if not, that ball is going to be down at about the 3-yard line.
Looks like they're talking to the Comanches. Penalty declined against the Cahawks, it looks like.
Clock stopped with 1:07 left to play here in this first half. Comanches are going to have the ball 1st and 10 from Collinsville's 3-yard line. Each team only has 1 timeout left. 32-14 in favor of Cahokia.
Yeah, and one of our touchdowns was special teams. We've had trouble moving the ball, putting up any first downs against this Cahokia defense.
A safety, 2 touchdowns, and 2 non-factors as far as the conversions are concerned. So, I would imagine Cahokia would like to have themselves another 6 points before they go into the locker room. The handoff is right up the middle. And that was Vincent Perry. Clock continues to run. 1 minute to go here in this first half.
Well, this would be a big defensive stand by Collinsville with less than a minute to play, giving up possession and horrendous field position to Cahokia.
2nd down and goal for the Comanches. Malik Shaw back to pass into the corner, and a turnaround catch in the corner is a touchdown. And I believe that was Cortez Brown Jr. It was.
Nice pass and a nice catch. That was a NFL or college style play just to the corner on the wideout. It's a one-on-one. You know, you man up, somebody's going to win. And on that play, Cahokia's wideout won that contest.
That is the 3rd touchdown catch of this game for Cortez Brown Jr. And that makes it 38-14. And another extra point try coming up here for the Comanches. And again, they are going to try a 2-point conversion. They have not converted any of their 2-point conversions here tonight. Here is Shaw. Malik Shaw, he's going to take it off and he's going to run with it, and he is going to be in for the 2-point conversion. First 2-point conversion tonight. And that makes it an even 40-14 with 36.4 seconds left here in this first half. We'll take a break, come back with the ensuing kickoff in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. And back to action. That ball taken up at the 30-yard line by Collinsville, and back up to the 25. I think they're going to, well, actually they're going to go ahead and give them forward progress past the 30-yard line. Looks like Collinsville will have the ball back at about their own 33. Speaking of 33, that's how many seconds we have left to go here in this one. First half action, 40-14 in favor of Cahokia. Chris Chai and company back to work. 3 wide receivers on the near side. Far side is empty. Man comes into motion. Here is the snap, and Chai is going to go down. All the way back at the 22-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 10 on the play. As the clock continues to run down to the final 20 seconds, I'm sure that Collinsville will not use their one and only timeout to stop the clock here. So the Cayhawks will be lucky if they get off another play. They don't have to. Play clock is down to 20. Game clock down to 8. But Chris Chai ready to go. Holton goes into motion. Handoff goes into the backfield. And the man is wrapped up. It's ball stripped. Cahokia gets it. Falls on top of it. And a turnover right as the clock hits double zeros. And that's the way the first half comes to an end. It's been the Cahokia Comanches in charge of this one, 40-14. I'm going to bring you in now to the halftime show. This year, our halftime sponsor is none other than Cafe Agape. Cafe Agape, excellent food, catering, dine-in, pick up, carry out, take home. Cafe Agape has you covered. They serve up delicious sandwiches and burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and more. They have weekly lunch and dinner specials. They have pork steak on Wednesdays, meatloaf on Thursdays, fish every Friday. They also offer a catering service, and with the to-go delivery app, you can get Cafe Agape delivered. Cafe Agape open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7. They're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Halftime show. We'll take a little break here and come back and see if we can find some scores for you from around the area on this first week of the football season, and we'll do that in just a moment on the Cayhawk Sports Network. We welcome you back into the Cafe Agape halftime show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Our score after one half of play, Cahokia on top of Collinsville by a score of 40-14. Soccer team won tonight in the Kahok Classic. They beat Kirkwood by a final score of 4-0. Logan Whitehead had 2 goals in that game. Lone goals by Elvis Campos and Zane Baker. So the Collinsville Kahok soccer team off to a 1-0 start. They will play again tomorrow right here on this field, and then we will have their next game action for you Tuesday. Road contest, Southwestern Conference style, from Belleville West Tuesday night. Other scores around the area as far as football goes. Edwardsville over McClure North by a score of 49-0. Right now it's Triad over Mattoon at halftime, 16-7. Belleville West is handling Riverview Gardens in a big-time way, 41-0. Granite City is blanking Jerseyville at halftime, 14-0. Alton is being blanked by Highland at halftime, 21-0. Belleville East and Chaminade knotted up in a good one at 17-9. Lancers have the halftime lead. And also at halftime, Westland and Dupo in a tight one as well, as the Warriors have a 21-18 lead over Dupo. And CBC is giving the O'Fallon Panthers everything they can handle, as the Cadets, number 1 ranked team in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, are blanking the O'Fallon Panthers 42-0. There is a look at your halftime scores. We'll take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll look at the halftime numbers here in this one. We'll do that in just a moment as the halftime show sponsored by Cafe Agape continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Back here at Kahok Stadium at halftime, 40-14 in favor of Cahokia. And here's a look at your first half stats, brought to you by Cafe Agape. Vincent Perry has had 5 carries for 38 yards for Cahokia. Malik Shaw on the ground has ran the ball 9 times for 70 yards, including a couple of touchdowns. Delarius Rogers had a couple of carries, but no gains. Darian Dean, 3 carries for 30 yards. Through the air, Shaw, 9 of 14 for 170 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and 2 of those touchdowns went to Cortez Brown Jr. He's caught 5 passes for 151 yards to go along with his 2 touchdowns. Shaman Hudson has a couple of catches for 16 yards, and Tommy Johnson has a catch for 3 yards. For Collinsville, Kyler Williams has had 5 carries for 6 yards. Jaden Neighbors, 4 carries for 18 yards, and Chris Chai has ran the ball 4 times for a negative 10-yard total. Through the air, Chai, 6 of 10 with a touchdown pass, and he has 52 yards. That touchdown pass went to Malcolm Burns on a 43-yard touchdown pass. Williams has a catch for 6 yards. Neighbors has 1 for 2 yards. And Jake Holton has a couple of catches for 6 yards. Collinsville has been penalized 7 times for 35 yards. And on the other side, also 7 penalties for 36 yards for Cahokia. So the penalties are a little bit on the even side, but everything else right now is just a little bit lopsided. That'll do it for the Cafe Agape halftime show here on the Kahok Sports Network. When we come back, we'll have second half action for you, and all that will be coming up in just a moment. As the Kahawks look to rebound here in the second half, they'll get the ball first, and we'll tell you all about it next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Clubhouse, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com.
Hi, I'm Colton Preko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
Back here at Collinsville High School, Todd Duke and Dr. Chris McCluskey along with you as we are just about set for second half action. And Dr. Chris, I hate to say it, but the Kahawks have way too much work to be doing here in one half.
Well, early in the year, you kind of have to forget about the scoreboard and look at this as a scrimmage in the second half. Somehow you claw your way back in it, that's great. But down 40-14, you just got to look at getting reps, working on strategies that's going to help you later in the year, and see what you can get done in the second half. Make a positive out of a negative. That's what you do.
Well, we hope that things will be more on the positive side than the negative side here, in the second half.
Yeah, first downs are key. We got to figure out how to move the ball, put together some drives, get some, first downs, some sustainable yardage, a little ground, a little air. So far, we just haven't been able to get any kind of rhythm. I think our front five are having trouble with Cahokia's front, 4 or 5, whatever they're running. So, again, if we can look at this as a scrimmage, get some rhythm in the second half, get some positives out of what's left of this game, that's going to be beneficial, as opposed to just focusing on the score and kind of laying down. We don't want to do that.
No, we do not. What we need to do is get the ball here and put together a nice drive. I didn't say it doesn't have to be long. We don't need long right now. We just need nice, consistent, medium to fast drives and get back into this thing because
we deferred in the first half. We'll get the ball back, so that's nice.
And the last thing you want to do is be victimized by the mercy rule.
What is the mercy rule in high school?
If a team's up by 40, continuous clock.
Okay.
Kickoff coming up by Emory Lee. And back deep for Collinsville, Cameron Sloan, along with Jake Holton. And the kick is not even going to make it that far. It's going to kick off a body and end up going out of bounds. I don't even think it went off a body or else the referee wouldn't have thrown the flag. Maybe, I don't know. He's picking it up real quick.
Yeah, not sure if either the player or the referee knew if he touched the ball, to be honest with you. At any rate, Collinsville will get the ball with a first down.
Well, if it went off of the player, they're going to get the ball at the 30-yard line where it went out. If it did not touch the player, then it's going to be up at the 40, and it looks like they are going to spot it at the 30, the 32. So it did indeed go off of the up player instead of out of bounds on its own. So Chris Chai and company back out there. In shotgun once again is the Kahawk quarterback. He will keep the ball, try it up a little bit off the left side, puts on a move, heads back the other way, has a little room in the Cahokia territory, and pushed out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. Nice run by Chris Chai, and that'll put him in positive numbers now.
Hey, you know what we did in the first half? We ran that slot in motion, giving the ball to the weak side, and Chai ran a keeper to the strong side, cut it back up against the grain, and he's got some speed, so if we can get him running and passing, a little versatile, keep the defense on their toes, that'd be good to see.
3 running backs in this formation, 1 wide receiver on each side. 1st and 10 here for Collinsville. Handoff is going to go right up the middle. Gabe Miller gets slammed down to the ground across the 30-yard line. They'll spot the ball at the 29-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. That's more like it.
That's what we need to see. Go right up the gut, get into their linebackers, get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards of whack.
Hurry up offense now for Collinsville. Same formation this time. The handoff is going to go up the left side and across the line of scrimmage just barely. I believe that was E.J. Kohler.
We're not having much luck getting to the edge. I think we're going to have to utilize our line who outsizes Cahokia, try to get to the linebackers and gain yards that way. It seems like the outside backers for Cahokia are in strong pursuit when we try to get to the edge.
No gain, 3rd down and 4. Kyler Williams is the lone setback, and it is going to be another Chris Chai keeper. He has the 1st down as he belly flops across the 25-yard line and lands on about the 22. That'll move the chains.
Same play on the big yardage play earlier, and until they can prove that they can stop it, we'll just go right back to it. Now, I like that misdirection. It gets the linebackers going to the weak side. Chai comes to the strong side, and he's so fast, if he gets a step, you're in trouble.
This time, T.J. Williams is the lone setback. 3 wide receivers stacked on the far side. Now Williams lines up as a slot receiver. Empty backfield. Holton into motion. Bluff the handoff to him. Throw down the middle, and Burns couldn't quite turn the corner. Cameron Sloan couldn't quite turn the corner and get back over to where that ball landed.
He had the back beat. Chai thought he was going to go up the middle. He ran a little skinny post and turned outside. Chai threw the ball inside. Man, that was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but I like what the Cahawks are doing here to open up the second half.
Yeah, changing it up a little bit here, make some in-game adjustments at halftime, and come out and move the ball pretty well. 10:31 left to play, so still plenty of time left here in this second half. Cameron Sloan is now the lone setback. 3 wide receivers stacked on the right side. Here's the snap. Chai throws right down the line of scrimmage to Holton. Holton gets past 1 tackler and then gets slammed right around the 16-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 now for Collinsville.
You're going right back to what Cahokia did to us. If you get the ball outside with some speed, you're going to get 3 to 5 yards. No matter what, you break a tackle, now you got a big play.
Looks like another 3 wide receiver set. This time it'll be trips left. Cameron Sloan, the lone running back once again. 1 receiver here on the near side. There goes Holton in motion again. This time it'll fake to Holton. They hand off to Sloan, and Sloan gets it all the way up to the 5-yard line for another 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cahawks.
Yeah, right up the gut. I'm telling you, we got to get to their linebackers, keep it inside. The edge isn't working. I like the adjustment Coach Popovich has made in the second half.
Once again, Cameron Sloan is the lone setback. He'll get the handoff, take it right up the middle, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage after a gain of maybe a half a yard on the play.
Yeah, the defensive ends collapsed there. I think they kind of sniffed that out and they closed the ball down, but I like where we are, 2nd and goal here.
Sloan once again the lone setback. And the keeper by Chai. He tries around the right side, has some room, and gets pushed out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we tried to get to the edge again without much luck. And, you know, Chris Chai is about as fast as they come. And these outside linebackers for Cahokia are doing a great job in the flats and on the outside. So big 3rd down play here.
3 wide receivers again. Actually, they'll bring in a tight end formation now, so 2 wide receivers on the far side. 3 running backs in the backfield. Handoff goes to Gabe Miller. He's in for a touchdown.
Very nice, right up the gut. Hey, we're going to make their linebackers earn their money tonight. I love this adjustment in the second half. If we can pull out and play some defense, this game could be a different story here in the second half.
5-yard run by Gabe Miller has given Collinsville 6 more points.
Yeah, interesting formation. We go 2 wideouts to the left and stack 3 backs in the backfield. We go short on the line, but it turned out to be good for pay dirt.
Same formation. This time the wide receivers are stacked up on the other side, and Gabe Miller takes the handoff in for a 2-point conversion.
Just what the Cahawks ordered to start the second half, a sustainable attack. We go to the ground, we go to the air. Looking good to start this third period here at Kahok Stadium.
Boy, you are not kidding, and we needed exactly that. 9-10 left to play here in this third quarter, so that took all of, 2 minutes and 50 seconds to score those points.
So great adjustments from the first half, knowing we weren't doing a good job getting to the edge. If we can attack their line and their linebackers, get 4, 5, 6 yards of play, we're going to end up breaking a couple. The rest of this game is going to be up to our defense if our offense can continue to mount that attack up the middle.
Did you go for a little trickery here and try an onside kick? Catch them off guard? You know they're not expecting it.
Be a gamble. It'd be a good time to practice. However, with that offensive attack, knowing we can get to their interior, I almost like just playing straight up football. But you never know what you're going to get. Again, a game like this, do what you got to do. Get some reps, and whatever we do is going to hopefully we execute, right?
Yes. Down by 18 now. As Luis Perez is ready to kick things off. Darian Dean is deep. Cortez Brown Jr. is one of the upmen, and this one is going to go deep, and it is going to bounce, and it is going to go out of bounds. That's a shame.
Yeah, with his leg, he's really doing a good job on the kickoff game. You hate to kick it out of bounds, but that's why we take reps early in the season, figure out what works and what doesn't, and at the end of the day, the Collinsville Kahok defense is going to have several stops if we want to get back in this game.
9-10 left to play early here in this third quarter. Cahokia's first time touching the ball on offense here in the second half. And the offense has shown that they can make the in-game adjustments. Now we need to do the same on the defensive side.
Certainly, we're going to have to contain the edge and contain Cahokia's speed on the outside. There's no doubt about that.
Are we re-kicking this? Looks like we are. I didn't see a flag. Except for the one that when the ball went out of bounds.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I guess the defense may get the choice on that, whether to take the penalty to re-kick.
Could be. I don't know why you wouldn't take it at the 40-yard line.
Well, with their speed and they've shown special teams prowess, maybe they're looking to see if they can break one open. Plus, again, early in the year, you're looking for reps. You're looking to get more experience, so why not take another play?
Well, no penalty.
But wouldn't it be something if we onside and got the ball back down?
Uh-huh. Well, I guess it was a 5-yard penalty. Originally the kickoff was at the 40, now it's at the 35, and all the upmen have moved up a little bit farther. So I guess Kahawks did commit a penalty.
Cortez has a hole on the left side of the field if he can get over that second level.
There's the next attempt. This one's a low line drive. Going to take a couple of bounces, and it's picked up right around the 10-yard line by Dean. And Dean has a little bit of room, tries to break it around to the right side, still on his feet, up across the sideline, and gets it across midfield into Collinsville territory. They'll mark it down at the 48-yard line.
Well, I guess that's why they wanted to give another go at it. He was close to breaking that thing loose. He's got some speed, and again, more reps never hurt anybody.
So the Comanches' first drive here in the second half will start in Kahok territory at the Kahok 48-yard line.
Well, here it is, up to the Kahok defense. I'll tell you what, I don't think we've seen a turnover yet tonight.
No, we've not.
And a turnover would come up huge here.
I asked for a couple in the first half. No one listened. All right, Malik Shaw and company back at it again. Shaw will stand in shotgun. Takes the snap, and he will hand the ball off, and up to the 45-yard line is the runner. That is Vincent Perry.
Looks like they're taking a page out of our playbook. They're going to run it right up our gut until our interior and our backs can stop it.
Perry. Once again, the lone setback. 2 wide receivers on either side of the formation. Here is the snap, and the handoff goes back to Perry, and Perry gets slammed across the line of scrimmage, and he'll get back up to the line of scrimmage with that forward progress, but that's it. And that will bring up 3rd down and 7. Collinsville needs a big 3rd down stop here, and then possibly a 4th down stop as well. One wide receiver on the far side, 3 stacked up on the left, and Shaw back to pass, throws it down the right side, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Cortez Brown Jr., and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, not a bad throw. Cortez Brown Jr. had his defender beat, just overthrew him by a couple yards, but not a bad ball and not a bad route. Worked out good for the Cahawks there.
We'll see what Cahokia wants to do here on 4th down. Ball sits on Collinsville's 45-yard line. They need to get it 7 yards for a 1st down, and it looks like they are going to bring on the punting unit. Well, kind of hard to tell because Malik Shaw stays out there, but a wholesale player change is going on, makes you think they are going to punt, and I'm guessing they're going to use their quarterback to do it. One man back deep for Collinsville. That's Cameron Sloan. And a flag comes out before the ball is even snapped, and all kinds of laundry on the field as every referee wearing a black and white striped shirt threw the yellow hanky out.
Yeah, an obvious false start against Cahokia.
So back them up 5 more yards. That'll help the Cahawks out a little bit. Unless we have offsetting penalties because, man, all the way down at the end of the field threw a flag too. Now he's got to go back and get it. I thought maybe he was walking up there to say that there was another foul on the play, but
if he saw the false start,
man, that was a long way away, yeah. All right, so now 4th and 12. Here's the snap. It's low. Shaw kicks it away. It's going to be short. It's going to take a Cahokia bounce, however, but before it rolls down the field, it hit out of bounds over at the 26-yard line, so that's a little bit of a break there for Collinsville because that ball,
a big break.
Yeah, that ball rolled all the way down inside the 10. So for that ball to go out of bounds right there is a blessing in disguise, if you will.
Certainly is, but, you know, the defense came up big, and Collinsville Cahawks get the ball back, and they'll see if we can't mount another march down the field and make this a ball game.
This one would be a little bit farther of a march down the field as Collinsville will start on their own 26-yard line. Chris Chai and company trying to do some more damage. They did their job on the defensive side of things. Got the ball back for the offense. There goes Holton in motion. Snap goes to Chai, who gives it up into the backfield and across the line of scrimmage is the runner, and he's not going to get much farther than that.
I think Cahokia has figured out our adjustment. Now they're going to stack more in the box, make us beat them up the middle.
Time to adjust again. And the runner for Collinsville still on the ground. So a timeout on the field for an injury. We'll step aside for just a second here on the Cahawk Sports Network. Back to action after the injury timeout as Sloan walks off under his own power. Pass to Holton. Holton zigzags his way across the 30-yard line, gets past a couple of would-be tacklers, and gets it all the way out to the 34-yard line.
Well, that's that play we were looking for. I thought he was going to break it outside of the edge once he beat his first guy, but he turned it inside and met a whole host of linebackers.
That was not Sloan that was injured. That was Kyler Williams. He is being tended to by Amanda Bauer, but he's on his feet, so he appears to be okay. Gabe Miller, the lone setback in this formation. 3 wide receivers on the far side. Here's the snap, and Miller gets the handoff. This time he is smothered, and he gets knocked backwards, and that's going to be a loss of about 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a big 4th down here for Collinsville. Well, as much as Collinsville made the adjustment at halftime, Cahokia didn't waste any time making their adjustment to counteract the Collinsville adjustment. And now Collinsville will have to punt once again, and it'll be Luis Perez who will do the punting. And Darian Dean back deep. This one is high and short. It's going to bounce at midfield, and it's going to bounce right into the hands of Dean, and he immediately gets swallowed up from behind. Nice job to recognize the fact that Dean was going to take that ball, and that was Dante Williams there on the stop. And now we have Dean down for Cahokia.
Yeah, that was risky business picking up that ball. We had a lot of guys in pursuit. I thought maybe we could force a turnover there.
Well, Dean got walloped. He's still on the ground, so another timeout. Looks like another leg cramp, so we'll step aside for just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Darian Dean walked off the field under his own power, so he'll be all right. As we are back to action here. 5:45 left to play. Here in this third quarter, here's the snap as Shaw hands the ball off, and coming around the corner, it is Vincent Perry
Yeah, they went right back to the edge, and they've shown a little more speed on the edge than we have. That was a nice pickup on the play.
Yeah, first down there for Perry and the Comanches, and the ball is going to be on Collinsville's 38-yard line. And the Cayhawks can ill afford to give up more points. They need to score more, give up less. Got the first touchdown here to begin the second half and got them back to within 18, but need a lot more.
Yeah, turnover would be key here.
Sure would.
Turnover would be key.
We keep on asking, and one of these days it's going to happen,
there's
right?
a false start. The referees missed that.
Well, there's a Cortez Brown catch, and Brown takes it through the right side and gets past a couple of would-be tacklers and all the way down to the 15-yard line.
That's frustrating. The right end was moving. He took 2 stutter steps backwards. I cannot believe none of the referees saw that movement on the line.
And it'll be another first down, and the handoff is going to go to Perry, and Perry tries the left side and has modest success there, gained about 3 on the play.
Yeah, it was nice that we sealed the edge there. We've been looking at that all night long, and again, in a game like this, if we can just make improvements and make changes and adjustments that'll help us down the road this year, that's good to see.
Second down and long for Cahokia. Ball on the Collinsville 13-yard line. Shaw bluffs the throw, then pulls it back. I thought he maybe stepped across the line of scrimmage and then came back. Now he keeps it, and he probably ran about 15 yards and gained 6.
Yeah, what an athlete. Yeah, it looked like he was awfully close to the line of scrimmage. Backs it out 5 to 6 yards, and then gains another 4 or 5 yards.
Elvis Campos scored a goal for the boys' soccer team, as did Zane Baker. And Logan Whitehead scored 2. And the boys' soccer team has picked up victory number 1 on the season with a 4-0 blanking of Kirkwood. Here's a handoff, and Collinsville's interior has stuffed him into the ball, pops out. I think that was after the ball was on the ground, and it was picked up by Perry.
Yeah, that was the first quarterback keeper that we've stuffed. I mean, that's really nice. That's a big loss of yardage heading into 4th down here.
Well,
big 4th down for Collinsville's defense here.
Sure
It'd be
is.
nice to get a turnover on downs.
4th and 5. Throw comes out to the side. Oh, that's a nice move put on there by the wide receiver, who then gets thrown toward the goal line.
Flag on the field.
Flag on the field.
No,
As
it might have been a chop block.
Levantes Conway takes it close to the end zone. We'll have to await the flag.
Tell you what, that was a nice move put on by the
Conway, yeah, that was a great move.
Receiver, but
illegal hands to the face. Or illegal block, yeah.
Block in the back,
yeah.
I think.
That, coupled with the fact that it was already 4th and 5, is going to make it a lot longer here for Cahokia as they try to add to the score. Already up by 18 are the Comanches.
Yeah, big turn of events there. You know, they go from a big gain to a loss of, 10 yards on
10
the
yards,
play.
yeah. So it's going to be 4th down and about 16 to go. They need to get it all the way down to the 6-yard line for a first down.
Look for Cahokia to attack our outside linebackers on the edge. If we hold the edge, I like our chances.
And remember, this is 4th down. So they have got to make it down to the 6-yard line, or Collinsville will get the ball back. 2 wide receivers split, back to pass. Malik Shaw, he bluffs, takes it himself, and he is going to cut the corner, and he is going to be in for a touchdown. 22-yard run.
Go from a lot of excitement here at Kahok Stadium. You could feel the air like it was let out of a balloon on that touchdown run by Cahokia's quarterback.
Well, And that's going to cause some of the folks to get up and leave.
Yeah, that's a frustrating play. There's no doubt about it, but we'll see what kind of grit and resilience this Kahok football team possesses, here throughout the rest of the game.
Looks like they are going to go back to their kicker for the extra point. Hayden Brown has hit 2 of 3 of his extra point tries here tonight. Snap, ball down, kick on the way, and it is good. 47 to 22 in favor of Cahokia. 2:47 left to play here in this third quarter, and we will be back with the ensuing kickoff in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Back at Kahok Stadium, I'm Todd Duke alongside Dr. Chris McCluskey. Glad that you're with us here for opening night of the football season. Wish we had a little bit better of a score to report.
Yeah, a lot of positives, though, tonight. You'd rather have it be more of a competitive game. But this Cahokia team is really good. They're fast. They're big up front. And, we're coming out short on the score, but I like the energy that Kahok football's brought tonight.
There's a little squib kick once again. This one is going to be taken at the 31-yard line, and then it'll just be touched up there. So Collinsville will start 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. 2:46 left to play here in this third quarter. Collinsville won tonight in boys soccer, 4-0 over Kirkwood, so they're 1-0 on the season. Girls volleyball started off 1-0 last night. And the Cardinals have started off in fine fashion with a 4-0 lead over the Colorado Rockies in Denver. Mike Michaelis with a home run. 7-0? Wow. Nice. Tell you what, man, since they fired Mike Matheny, this has been an amazing turnaround.
I speak to Mike Shannon from time to time, and he said, Doc, they're playing for fun, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. It's been enjoyable to watch because the previous 4 months was not.
Might have been the hottest month in Cardinal history.
Man, I tell you what,
yeah.
We've still got a few more days left in August, and what have they lost? Only 4 games this month?
Got some young guys playing day in and day out. When you let a guy play day in and day out, they get some confidence, some rhythm, and they're really starting to produce offensively.
2nd down and 5 for the K-Hawks from their own 37-yard line. Here's a high snap. Chai throws, and the throw was high as well. That was intended over on the left side for Malcolm Burns. Burns had a touchdown catch here in this game.
Yeah, I like the way Chai put the ball up high. That way either Burns gets it or nobody gets it. You'd rather he got it, but you also want to avoid the pick six.
3rd down and 5. Chai in shotgun once again. 3 wide receivers on this side. He's going back to pass. He rolls out, comes back this way. He's in a little bit of trouble, and down goes Chai. And that'll be back to the original line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up a 4th and 10.
Well, the pocket collapsed. The one difference I see tonight is that Cahokia's quarterbacks had time to throw the ball. He's able to check his primary receiver, secondary, and occasionally even his tertiary receiver. And Chris Chai, if it's not a quick 1-2 step drop and get rid of it, pocket's collapsing, and he's been scrambling tonight.
Collinsville brings out the punting unit. And back from his last injury is Darian Dean. And a low snap, but Perez gets it off, and it's going to take a Collinsville bounce. This time, Dean gets out of the way, and it rolls all the way down to the 32-yard line. So all in all, not bad.
Boy, he did a great job of salvaging that poor snap.
He did.
Picks the ball up, gets good punt off. What I've noticed is he's really got good technique and form where when that ball hits, we're getting Collinsville bounces just about every time. And that's a big asset as a punter, especially if we get in some close games down the stretch.
Always nice to have a kicking game. A lot of these high school teams raid the soccer team for kickers now, but on a night like this when the soccer team is playing in Kirkwood and you're playing here in Collinsville, can't really do that all the time.
No, and there's a lot of excitement behind our soccer program right now. Those boys are dialed in. We got a lot of upperclassmen. That'll really be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Logan Whitehead, I believe, led the team last year in goals scored, and he's already off to a good start this year. We will see the boys Tuesday and Thursday next week. Road game on Tuesday at Belleville West, and then we're back here on Thursday night for the, well, I will call it the home opener. Here's Perry. Perry, flag on the play, comes in late. He gets up to the 40-yard line, a gain of about 9 on the play, but we'll have to see the flag first.
Yeah, with a linebacker in the backfield, almost made a great play, tried an arm tackle, and the Cahokia runner just kept his legs pumping and got away from that. Looking like we're going to see a hold on the offense, which will back up the Comanches.
That game Thursday here at Kahok Stadium is against Glenwood, Chatham-Glenwood. So we have a conference game for you Tuesday and a non-conference game on Thursday. And then back to football action a week from tonight from Troy, as the Kahawks take on Paul Bassler and the Triad Knights. Coach Paul Bassler has been the head of that program for a long time now. Cortez Brown Jr. lines up as a wideout over on the far side. Malik Shaw in shotgun once again. I would highly suspect that Cahokia is going to run the ball for the rest of the game, as that one was handed off to Perry. Perry skirted the 20-yard line and didn't get any farther than that, so that's a big loss on the play there for the Comanches. Nice defensive stop by Collinsville.
Yeah, we sealed the edge again. As long as we can seal that edge, it looks like we're having some good defensive stops by the Kahawks.
Final 25 seconds here in this third quarter, 47-22. Comanches with the lead. And now the time ticking away while we figure out what's going on over on the far side sideline. Well, that's a good 25 seconds that Collinsville could use later.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
And they're going to run out of time before they run out of play clock. That is the end of the third quarter. Let's thank one of our new sponsors. Well, Lakeside Roofing joined us last year just for the Prairie Farms Holiday Tournament. I reached out to them earlier in the year, and they said, sure, we'll sponsor a whole season. So let's welcome Lakeside Roofing to the mix. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside. Fourth quarter action comes your way next on the Kahawk Sports Network. Back to action as the Comanches have the ball as we are underway in quarter number 4. 3rd down and 21 now for Cahokia. Third down and a couple of city blocks. Malik Shaw back in shotgun. 2 wide receivers on either side. Looks like they have Darian Dean as the... Oh, there's a ball that's tipped up in the air.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, oh, man.
What a big opportunity that could have been. But I like the way that our defensive backs came up and made a play on that ball.
Big tip, and Jake Holton almost got there to get that ball before it hit the ground, but not quite. So 4th down and very long for the Comanches, and Malik Shaw will be punting.
Oh, any stop we can make, like I said, through the end of this game, this is all about reps, it's about experience, it's about learning and growing.
Well, back at the 50-yard line is Cameron Sloan. Excuse me. Here's the kick. It is high and it's deep. It's going to send Sloan back to about the 43-yard line. Puts on a nice move. Gets around a couple of tacklers and gets back up to about the 49-yard line before he's finally brought down. So a short field in which to work with for Collinsville. But they started right around here. Their first 3 possessions of the game and had no points to show for it except for a safety, and that was on the defense side. So
that is true. That was a nice kick by the Comanche kicker. Was that the quarterback?
That's quarterback, yeah.
And he's quite an athlete. He's a big guy. He's thick. He's shown that he's fast. He's shown he can run the ball. He can kick the ball. What an athlete.
There is Chris Chai. Has 3 wide receivers on this side. 1 wide receiver comes in late. That's Dante Williams. Dante wore 88 last year. Now he's wearing number 8. Here's a snap. Fake to the one side. Back over to Holton on this side. He gets past 1 tackler, takes 1 with him, and picks up about 5 on the play. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 5. 11:25 left to play here in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, Jake Holton is certainly sure-handed. He's shown that he's not afraid to catch the ball and run to the interior and take on those linebackers.
3 wide receivers on the far side. Malcolm Burns, the lone set on this side. The handoff is going to go right up the middle to Kyler Williams. A little bit off tackle right, but loss on the play.
And had a blown-up play. Looked like the left tackle got beat, got hit in the backfield. Looked like he might have been able to make a play out of it, but he was slowed up just enough to give the strong side defense time to catch up.
Burns and Holton and Chase Counton line up as wide receivers, and we have a whistle on the play. Referees blew the whistle. Well, Drew Doyle, a late addition. He'll come in and take the place of Chase Counton. I'm guessing Hunter Counton's brother.
That is true.
Uh-huh.
That is true. Hunter's playing baseball at New Jersey at an engineering school.
Here's a sideline pass to Jake Holton. He has a 1st down, and, well, I tell you what, if it wasn't for a little shoestring grab.
Boy, Jake Holton just ran the linebacker over. I mean, he went face up to that guy. Jake's not a big guy, and he steamrolled. As my son says, he trucked that guy.
Stephen McCall saved what could have been a lot bigger of a gain. Snap, Chai, back to pass, getting pressured. He's got 3 Comanches right on his heels, and one of them, Shaman Hudson, grabbed Chai by the ankles, and down he went.
I think that was a busted play. There was nobody in the backfield. It looked like Chris thought somebody was in the backfield. He's talking it over with Coach right now. A lot of confusion out there. The bottom line, that's a loss of, 12 yards.
And a timeout on the field, so we'll take a timeout as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey back with you.
A lot better football this second half.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Belleville West defeating Riverview Gardens 41-8 in the third quarter. Here is a handoff to Burns, and he'll get it back up to at least the 45-yard line. That'll bring up a third down and about 15 to go.
Yeah, quick out pass to the slot receiver. He tried to beat the Comanches linebacker, and the Comanches linebacker all night long have been solid on the outside, allowing their interior to work.
3 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Here's the snap. Chai, he's going to roll out to his left. He is going to, I was going to say he was going to tuck it and run, but he didn't tuck that ball at all. Kind of had that thing out there like a loaf of bread, bringing it home from the grocery store.
He was going to throw it or run it, and thank goodness he protected the football. The last thing we need is a turnover at this stage of the game.
IC Catholic Prep out of Elmhurst, Illinois. Believe it or not, blanking Althoff Catholic High School 50-0. That's a shocker.
That doesn't happen very often.
No. And more movement results in another whistle. I don't know why everybody was clapping. That's going to go against Collinsville, isn't it? No.
No, it should have been offsides there. We did a hard count.
Yeah,
Their backer came. Looks like they had a blitz on.
He did the false start sign to the referee.
4th and 6 looks a lot better than 4th and 11. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah. Again, 3 wide receivers on the near side. 1 lone running back, and now Malcolm Burns will move into the slot. Now that is Cameron Sloan. Holton goes into motion, fake handoff to him. Chai thought he was going to tuck it and throw it for a second. Then he tucked it and ran. Then he looked like he was going to throw it again. Then ran again and didn't get very far, and that's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, on a 4th down, I think you got to put the ball in the air and give your receiver a chance to catch that ball. You know, with the interior linebacker, the quarterback's not going to go very far. At any rate, turnover on downs. Comanche's going to be coming the other way, starting on their own, looks like 34, 35 or 6 yard line.
Yep. 8:47 left to play here in this fourth quarter. And with a 18-point lead, Malik Shaw back out there at quarterback for Cahokia. He is in shotgun, 1 lone running back, and that man will most likely get the ball, and that is Perry. Perry tries the left side, has some room, bowls over a couple of tacklers, and picks up about 9 yards on the play.
Yeah, you'll probably see a steady dose of the tailback and the wing backs here to run this clock out.
Collinsville with 2 timeouts remaining, so they can only stop the clock 2 more times.
Well, if nothing else, this is going to be a good conditioning night for Collinsville's defense.
Sure. Another handoff. A little off tackle right for Perry. And he has enough to pick up the first down. Philip Jennings Floors postgame show comes your way after the conclusion of this game. We will talk things over with one of the assistant coaches. I'm really not sure who yet. That Coach Bilyeu down there. There is a run by Dean, and Dean gets about 6 out of that. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 to go here for the Comanches. Clock continues to run. 7:25 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Cahokia taking their time. Play clock down to 10. And they just break huddle. down to 5. Malik Shaw hits the snap with 1 second left on the clock, on the play clock, and he hands the ball off to Perry, and Perry breaks it across the line. Excuse me, that's Dean. Dean breaks it across the line, picks up another first down. That moves the chains.
Yeah, it didn't look like they were going to get the playoff. That was NFL style. I mean, they timed that perfectly. I think the center snapped the ball with 1 second on the play clock.
Chains moved. Clock continues to count down. Full moon tonight, folks. I heard there was going to be a full moon over the weekend. Fresh set of downs here for Cahokia. Shaw will hand the ball off and right over the line of scrimmage. Perry gets taken down after a gain of 3.
They continue in their steady attack right up the middle, which is a nice thing to do. You know, get the linemen some work, take care of the ball. It's going to force Collinsville's line and linebackers to, continue to do work, which is nice. So that we can, get through this week, look at some film, and head into next week with a little bit stronger maybe of a game plan.
Live and learn. That's the name of the game in high school football. Survive, move on to the next week, forget about the Cahokia game, and focus on Triad. That all starts a couple of hours after this game ends. Nice run there by Levantes Conway. That moves the chains once again for Cahokia. And they are just methodically moving down the field and chewing up time on the clock.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing we are. They're looking to try plays and get reps. It looks like the destiny of this game has sort of been sewn up, so both teams are trying to get work in to benefit them down the road.
That's why I'm surprised that Malik Shaw is still out there with an 18-point lead. I would have figured they would take him off the field, make sure he doesn't get hurt, give their backup a couple of reps.
You'd think this would probably be the last series for him. If not, I would be surprised.
5:36 left to play here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10, ball on Collinsville's 27. Handoff goes to Perry. Perry tries up the middle and breaks through a couple of tacklers and gets through all of them and in for a touchdown. Well, now I don't think you'll see Malik Shaw out there anymore.
You wouldn't think so. That was a nice run by the tailback. Once again, they go right up the gut, and Collinsville's linebackers just couldn't fill the gaps and make the tackle. And Cahokia's running back gets in for pay dirt.
53-22. And on for the extra point try, Hayden Brown. He has hit 3 of 4 extra points. And the offense has hit 1 of 2 two-point conversions. Here's the snap. Ball down. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Boy, I tell you what, his kicks are low, but they go through just over that crossbar.
They sure do. He's splitting the uprights. There's no doubt about that, but he's certainly kicking line drives.
54-22 is our score as we get ready for another kickoff heading toward Collinsville. So we're back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Colton Preko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and 3 locations in Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school, or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Back at Kahok Stadium, Todd Duke and Dr. Chris McCluskey with you. 5:28 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Kickoff coming up. Cahokia will kick the ball off. 3 deep men for Collinsville, including Cameron Sloan. This one's not even going to make it back, and this one's going to be taken by one of the up men and up to about the 45-yard line. This is about the 5th start on offense that Collinsville has had, somewhere between their own 45 and the opponent's 45. They have not been able to capitalize on these excellent starting field positions here tonight.
Yeah, it'd be another chance for an offensive series, again, to work on things we can use down the road here this season.
So Chris Chai back out there. 3 wide receivers, this time all on the right side. Man goes into motion, snap. Chai, back to pass, throws down the middle, has a man wide open at midfield, and that man then taken down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good ball by Chai. He had a chance to check a couple of receivers. He throws a bullet over the middle.
Chase Counton with the catch.
Oh, good to see the young man getting in the action. Nice hands. It shows a lot of gumption going across the middle that way.
Chase Counton picks up a first down. Now a pass out to Malcolm Burns. Burns got some high praise from deepdishfootball.com. And Big Coach Pete, who is the man who operates that website, gave his Southwestern Conference previews a couple of days ago. Of course, he picked East St. Louis to finish as the champion of the conference, with Edwardsville finishing a close second. But he said, my surprise team for the year, Collinsville Cahawks, and he said Malcolm Burns may be the best wide receiver he's seen in the state of Illinois.
That's tall accolades.
It
There's
is.
no doubt about that.
Chai back to pass. Rolls out. Scrambles his way out of trouble. And there should be a little bit of interference down there as bodies bounce all off of the intended wide receiver, but no flag thrown, and that's going to be counted as an interception.
I think the ball was up for grabs.
Yeah, but the man who made the interception bounced off of the intended receiver, so there was contact before the ball got there, but not a flag to be found.
Yeah, very interesting call at this point. It certainly seemed like there was contact on the play. But you throw the ball into double coverage, and sometimes the refs don't bail you out, even if there was contact on the play, unfortunately.
So counts as an interception in the end zone. Comanches get the ball back at their own 20-yard line with 4.5 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter. High snap. And nowhere for the runner to go. And now they do indeed bring in their freshman backup quarterback, Carl Lofton. Lofton, a 5'9", 145-pound freshman, as Malik Shaw has been given the rest of the day off, the rest of the night off.
Well, it was well earned. He had a great game. I don't know what his stats show, but he really took control of this game tonight.
Yes, he did. First time in 19 years these two teams have faced each other. A lot of Collinsville fans are probably saying you can wait another 19.
Right.
There's a high snap, and that one is dropped, but the young freshman quarterback has the wherewithal to pick it up before anyone else could jump on it wearing a purple uniform, and he does, and he's going to lose 5 on the play, but he saved it from being a turnover.
Yeah, you know, when you get guys in who don't have a lot of reps, you're going to see some center snaps fumbled and bad handoffs and things like that. But that's why it's important to get these young guys in the game so they can work these kinks out. So when you rely on them down the road, you have less of that.
Well, I just wonder if Collinsville gets the ball back, if they're going to bring out the lower classmen on the defensive side of things. Snap. A little bit of better snap, but false start.
Another mistake that we talked about when you get the younger guys out there. You know, timing's off, snaps are off. And
stops the clock with 2:55 left to play. 54-22 is our score. Collinsville will have to lick their wounds and start thinking about triad. Sure, coaches will be all over that probably tonight, if not tomorrow. And they have that pancake breakfast on Sunday. And I'm sure come Monday morning, that's all they're going to think about are the triad nights.
Yeah, get out and support the K-Hawks at the pancake breakfast and be a part of change this year.
Well, that was a handoff, and then taken down in the backfield was the runner all the way back down to the 1 yard line. Or they're going to put him at the 5. Well, it's going to bring up 4th down and about 30 yards to go for a first, 25 to be exact. Got to get it to the 30 for a first down. Right now, if you're Cahokia, I'm sure you just want to punt the ball and not take another safety, which is how this game started long time ago.
It certainly has been a lengthy game with a lot of action on both sides of the ball. Learning experience for both teams.
There's a snap, and he does get the ball out of there. And it's going to go out of bounds, maybe. No, it's going to be a dead ball. It's going to be touched up at the 35-yard line. So Collinsville will have only 35 yards in which to put more points on the board, but they only have 139 in which to do it. They do have two timeouts left.
You would think that they would take a knee and let this clock run out, save injuries, unless they want to get some more work in. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, Chris Chai is back out there. You'd think if they were just going to take a knee, they would trot out the backup quarterback. And 3 wide receivers stacked up on the left side. 1 lone running back. And we're a guy short, so player comes in late. Now we have a wide receiver over on the far side as well. Yeah, all that moving. No, somebody call a timeout.
Chain gang was out of position.
Oh.
Kind of par for the course for this evening's game, I think, right?
Yeah.
Both sides, referees, chain gang, got to work out some kinks.
Everybody's in preseason mode as that pass was intended for Jake Holton, but just off of his hands, right at the line of scrimmage. Stops the clock with 94 seconds left to play. Second down and 10 for the K-Hawks. Here's a snap. Chai back to pass. Looks down the middle. Throws it, and there's a little contact made. A little bumping going on, but no flags on the play, and that'll stop the clock as well on the incomplete pass. And that took 7 seconds off the clock.
Well, again, the K-Hawks are getting some work in, running some different routes, letting Chai get some reps on his arm, and you know, that's the best you can do at this point in the evening.
Third down and 10. Chai in shotgun. 3 wide receivers on the near. He's going to hand the ball off, and the runner gets out of a backfield tackle that would have been for a loss and turns it into a positive gain of about 9 yards.
That was a nice run.
Yeah.
Real nice run. Little side-to-side action showing some quickness. I think that was number 19 out there.
Kyler Williams. Been doing a lot of that this game. Now he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield and thrown down at the 30-yard line. So it'll
be a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs, which stops the clock at 59 seconds.
Should see Cahokia take a knee here.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Next action comes your way Tuesday night from Belleville West. Boys soccer action. Boys are back in action tomorrow after a 4-0 victory tonight over Kirkwood. So the boys soccer program off to a 1-0 start. Look to make it 2-0 tomorrow. And then we'll have our share of the action Tuesday night. Run. Back up to the line of scrimmage. And we are under 50 seconds left to play in this one.
Well, a good night of opening, to open the season. Cahokia would have liked to come out and played a little bit better. They played a lot better in the second half than the first half, so if there's a bright spot, that's certainly it tonight.
Yeah, they've been winning and made some adjustments, and now they'll have to figure it out. Always nice to get that first game under your belt so you know what it is you have to work on and take it from there.
Cahokia showing blitz here.
Next snap, and they're just going to run it up the middle and try to get something out of it. Boy, that freshman quarterback's got that ball all over the place there, doesn't he?
I thought so, too.
Carl Lofton out there, yeah.
That's right. Looks like this will do it.
Yep, that will do it. Final score will be 54-22. Cahokia 1-0 on the season, and your Cahawks will start the year off at 0-1. Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show comes your way next on the Cahawk Sports Network.
Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
Hi, I'm Colton Preko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Cahawk Sports Network as Collinsville drops the season opener tonight, 54-22. Joining us in the broadcast booth is assistant coach Zach Bilyeu. Coach, new season springs optimism. Everybody's looking so forward to it. And you come out here and things look good for a little while. And especially in the second half, you guys kind of regrouped and came back a little bit. But 54-22 is not what you guys had in mind, I don't think. So just give me your overall thoughts on the game.
No, that's a tough thing when you the first game of the season, it's just about chemistry. And, we've been playing each other for 6 months now, it feels like. And you finally get up against another team, and they're a little faster than you might have anticipated. Hats off to Cahokia. They changed their game plan a little bit on us. And they really flew to the ball. They're really good tackling in open space, which is something obviously we need to work on. But we're getting there. When you come in as a new staff completely, and there's a new game plan, there's new coaches, you want to just work on the basics and fundamentals and just have things to build off of. I think we have things to build off of. I think there were key moments, some key plays, some players stepped up that we didn't expect, some other guys that we know will respond in the coming weeks. So, it's obviously you never want to start off 0-1. 1-0 always sounds better. But I think there's some bright spots we can really build off of.
And you guys went into the locker room in the second half, and you came out and changed things up just a little bit. We saw that three running back formation in the backfield, and for a while there it was paying dividends, but it seemed like Cahokia then figured it out and kind of put a stop to it.
Yeah, and that's, when you get one-dimensional, I think after the half we made that adjustment, went to the bone, but you can't just be a running team. You have to be able to show you can throw the ball. We struggled with that a little bit. Our routes weren't crisp. We weren't exploding off the ball on the outside, and it's just something that we can work on. But when they can read that we're not quite getting off the ball fast enough, and they can just kind of man up with us on the outside and bring a little more heat from the inside. No matter what you do on the inside, you can't block 7 with 5. So we're just got to get a little crisper. That's, like I said, that's a big chemistry thing. A lot of new receivers working with Chris Chai, and he's gonna get there. He made some great reads tonight, some great runs. We just need it's chemistry stuff, more routes. As the weeks progress. I mean, taking it from where we were in June to now, our offense is so crisp, on air. Now we just need to make it happen when we're playing other teams.
All right, Chris Chai, 13 of 21, 95 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So all in all, not a bad night.
No, not at all. And considering the amount of times we threw deep, he's keeping it consistent. He's taking care of the football. And even that interception, that's at the end of the game trying to make a play.
Right.
So he's really stepped up this the whole offseason. Coming in tonight as someone that's rallying the troops and getting everyone together. He learned the offense, I think, the quickest on the offensive side of the ball. He's been behind Coach Pop and is really behind what we're trying to do as far as our system. So like I said, I think that's just a schematic, as far as a chemistry thing with the outside receivers and making sure we're crisp. If we're not hitting our screens and we're not doing those things, then the rest of the stuff doesn't work, and we just weren't quite there, which, like I said, is to me is more on us on the outside than it is to Chris. He's hitting the right spots. He's making the right reads. We just got to keep building off the good things that we did.
Yeah, defensively there, Cahokia kind of had their way there with your defense for a little while, and you're going to face a little tougher opponent next week, I think, in Triad, because they're just run, and when you think you're going to run it again, then they'll throw it. They'll throw it like 5 times a game, but, that'll always catch you off guard. So defensively, I think you guys have a little bit more work to do than you do on offense.
Absolutely. Offense, it's just little tweaks. It's little things. Defensively, the tough thing is coaching-wise, we just got to tackle. I mean, we came in with a game plan of if we can make Cahokia sustain drives, which is what Triad loves to do, they would then try for the big play, which we felt we could capitalize on. But when you don't make tackles on simple routes, simple runs, that makes it really tough. And coming from Triad, I know what they're going to call, and they're going to. I mean, if I'm watching this as a Triad coach, I'm going to say, all right, we're just going to run. We're going to run triple and midline until they bleed. That's kind of their philosophy. Right. So we just got to clean it up. I think we have some guys that will tackle. I think that's part of the thing is, as we adjust with the new rules of IHSA changing every year where we can hit, where we can't hit, how we need to learn how to tackle. I think as they get more live play, we don't have contact a lot in our practice anymore. That's something we've adapted quite a bit, and these are the growing pains with that. We're not lining up 11 on 11 how we did when I played ball and just smashing 4 days a week. There's a lot of shoulder pad only practices, which is more on technique. Technique was very flawed tonight, which I do think is correctable because when we watch it and we go through all our drills, we're good. We're getting our bottom down, our shoulders are staying square, we're getting our head across the football, we're doing the things that they're coached to do, and it's one of those learning pain kind of deals. And Collinsville struggled in football for a few years in a row now, and it just felt to me we let up that touchdown in the first quarter when they took the lead back after we had it. It kind of felt like, oh no, here we go again. You could just see it on the sideline. So I think we adapt that. I think the kids can play a little freer and make those tackles, and I think we'll be good to go. Hey. Triad's always a fun game. That's a close, 10-minute away rivalry, and it's always a game the kids love to play. So
hey, it's just the first game, so I hope the kids don't get their heads down too much, and I'm sure with you and the new coaching staff, you won't let them.
No, that's not how we're going to roll. We're going to keep it respectful. They're trying to figure out what this whole summer is preaching on why do you love the game? What's your why? Why do you play? Why do you coach? Why are we here? Why do we go through these pains? It's all about teaching them not only football lessons but life lessons, and I think we've really responded well to that. We've played teams from Tennessee, we've done these things, and we've had adversity, we've had success, and it's all about how we respond now. True test of a man's character is how he responds when he gets knocked down. I would think in years past, when I was coaching here, when I was just mentoring some of the players, we've had trouble responding to adversity. It's more that, here we go again. I don't think we're going to have that with this group. I think they're going to be ready to play and ready to show that they can play better than we showed tonight.
Good. Looking forward to it. We'll see you in a week in Troy.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Zach Bilyeu, one of the assistant coaches here for Collinsville's Mike Popovich and his Kahok football team, as Collinsville drops the season opener tonight, 54-22. We'll take another break here on the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show, and when we come back, we will look at the numbers for you. We'll do that next on the Kahok Sports Network. Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings.
Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
Well, Triad will be the next opponent for Collinsville, and they trail by 5 points against Mattoon. But they do have the ball in scoring position, so we'll see what happens there. Let's take a look at some of your numbers. Chris Chai, we told you about, 13 of 21, 95 yards, a touchdown, and a interception. The leading running back here for Collinsville tonight was Chris Chai with 11 carries for 23 yards. Jaden Neighbors, 6 carries for 24 yards, so just one more yard more than Chris Chai. And, of course, the leading wide receiver was Malcolm Burns, who caught 3 passes for 52 yards, including a 43-yard touchdown pass. And Malik Shaw, he was the difference maker in this game for Cahokia. He ended up going 11 of 19 for 204 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Cortez Brown Jr. catching those touchdowns, and Malik Shaw scoring 3 touchdowns himself on the ground. So 5 touchdowns between Malik Shaw and Cortez Brown Jr. So that is going to do it for us tonight from Collinsville High School. Again, our next action is going to be Tuesday night from Belleville West High School. Boys soccer action will come your way, and that'll begin with the pregame show about 15-20 minutes prior, as that game is scheduled for a 6:30 start. So 6:10, 6:15, somewhere around there is when we will get the pregame show started. Big thank you to Coach Popovich for coming up and talking to me in the pregame show. Another big thank you to Chris McCluskey, Dr. Chris McCluskey of Chiropractic Works, for being the color guy and the camera operator tonight. And my name is Todd Duke, and until Tuesday night, everyone, have yourselves a fantastic weekend.